Atachin chitab kolenjin en tetutiet konoton nebo Kass tetutiet bandab tai noton nebo Kass Mashinani neitun nekitoni bitab raini betut konoton nebo Jumatatu tarikit 8 arawet noton nebo 9. Kainenyun ko Shadrack Mutai itagat miten president emet noton nebo Ethiopia otestai en ng'alalet koityi kandoik chemiten en tuyonoton kotiengei ak ribet noton nebo itonwekab emet en igorta noton nebo Africa Climate Summit 2 ng'olin kotiengei ak bandab tai nebo emet nebo emotinwek Afrika ak missing ko ribetab itonwekab emet ngeipchin it.
The strength of our collective purpose. I thank Ethiopia for its generosity in hosting us and for carrying forward the spirit of Nairobi into this second Africa Climate Summit. 2 years ago, I had the honor of welcoming you to the inaugural Africa Climate Summit in Nairobi. Then, we looked ahead to a future of possibility, of global collaboration and resilient prosperity and inclusive growth for Africa. In Nairobi, we introduced a bold new perspective of Africa as a continent of opportunity and source of solution, not just a victim. We framed climate action not as a burden, but as a driver of economic growth, transformation, and job creation for African communities. Together, we adopted climate-positive growth as our development paradigm. In doing so, the Nairobi Declaration established Africa not only as a partner, but as a power in the emerging global order. 2 years later, we have come a long way. Our potential is recognized, our voice is heard, and our solutions are being deployed. From green infrastructure and climate-smart agriculture to landscape restoration, waste management, and even cutting-edge technologies like direct air capture. Across the continent, African entrepreneurs and communities are innovating and building resilience from the ground up. Yet, while progress has been made, the world around us is changing fast. Global interconnectedness is deepening, but so too is the temptation to retreat into narrow self-interest, transactional partnerships, and short-term gains. Too often, commitments are broken and international solidarity is dismissed as weakness, precisely when the scale of climate crisis demands enhanced cooperation, not less. The truth is undeniable. No nation can solve this crisis alone. Only through bold, united, and sustained collaboration can we avert climate catastrophe. Isolation is not a winning strategy. It is courting failure. Acting alone, we will squander time, waste resources, and forfeit the future. These realities compel us to remain steadfast in building a modern, green, and inclusive industrial base here at home to secure Africa's rightful place in the global economy and to foster the solidarity needed to confront climate change. Ethiopia, as a host of this summit, has rightly placed the emphasis on implementation and finance, moving from vision to action. Realizing our vision of climate-positive growth requires action on two fronts. Africa must exercise its agency decisively, urgently, and coherently. And the international system must dismantle the structural barriers that continue to hold the continent back. Both demand deeper collaboration. Africa is already stepping up. Nationally, regionally, and internationally, we are putting in place policies that attract investment, reward innovation, and ensure fair value for our resources. Increasingly, we present a united African voice in global discussions. We are also bridging previously siloed debates, including linking debt, fiscal space, nature, and climate to craft systemic and coordinated solutions. We have strengthened our institutions and regional mechanisms, from the Alliance of African Multilateral Financial Institutions, and I see TDB, Afri-Exim, and other African institutions in our midst, while also enhancing the place for African Credit Rating Agency, and also advancing ACFTA through the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative. By linking this initiative with the accelerated partnership of renewables in Africa, we ensure that investment drives progress in both energy and industry. The twin engines of our modern Africa economy built on abundant clean power. Still more, ladies and gentlemen, must be done, including deepening fiscal discipline, accelerating trade integration, mobilizing African institutions' capital, investing in knowledge, and improving governance. These are the foundations of resilience. The Nairobi Declaration is a political compact. Africa must lead in advancing this agenda, while international players have the responsibility and the self-interest to support it. Success will depend on both sides. Africa delivering at home, and the global system opening space where Africa's climate, business, and development goals converge. This requires lowering the cost of capital through reforms at the global financial institutions, expanding concessional flows, mobilizing private investments at scale, integrating climate into lending, and tackling currency and debt risks. It means reforming trade and subsidy regimes and opening global markets to Africa's value-added goods and solutions, from climate-smart agriculture and green industrial products to carbon credits. Yet today, climate action risks being sidelined as national security and short-term interests drive transactional approaches to trade and investment. Development assistance is shrinking. While this strengthens our resolve to design, finance, and drive our own future, it also reflects a world where too many assume that for some to win, others must lose. It has never been more urgent for Africa to stand together and demonstrate that collaboration delivers prosperity and peace for all of us. Our economies, our weather systems, and our very survival are interconnected. We must focus on win-win solutions because they do exist and they are firmly within reach. That is why we are here, to celebrate our achievements since the first Africa Climate Summit in Nairobi, confront challenges with unity, hold ourselves accountable, and inspire one another to greater action. We captured that spirit in the report we released today. We called it, and I quote, Africa's Journey of Climate Action and Partnership, to reflect that our climate summits are not events, but part of a journey towards a climate-safe future, a destination that is certain, but only if we journey together. There are copies of this summation available in this summit. This journey, ladies and gentlemen, also includes our global partners, who must be held accountable not only to us, but to the future of humanity. From this Addis Ababa, home of humanity, our ancestors ventured into the world. Today, from this same home, Let us offer transformative solutions to preserve the human family. With innovation, determination, and unity, Africa will drive global climate action and shape a sustainable, prosperous future for us and for everybody. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Noton ko President Dr. William Samuel Ruto miten en taonit nebo Addis Ababa emetab Ethiopia en tuyet noton tinyegei ng'alalen agobo koimutik chetesetai keborionji en Africa kotinygei ak wechet noton nebo itonwekab emet. Yekiwege imwani kokakokimit kampunit nebo Safaricom koboisien icheket muswoknotet nebo kasari en kasuldaetab boisionik mising ko chetoreti neranik koboisien icheket talendaisiekwak.
So my name is Fauzia. I look after the consumer business at Safaricom. Today we are having our first inaugural gaming conference here at the Michael Joseph Center. And the reason we thought this was important was we've seen a significant growth in gaming as one of the content that our customers are using on the internet. So we see that coming through. We've been doing a lot of competitions, and every time we sponsor a tournament, we see more and more people getting involved. As we've been trying to build our digital services, we've seen a lot more publishers, a lot more developers coming through. So we thought, why not bring the players in the ecosystem in one room for us to figure out what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, and what are some of the things that if we work together, we can actually make gaming a key contributor to the economy of Kenya. So that's where we're going. We want to go big, but we know we can't do it alone. We need partnerships, and that's why we have this conference today. So of course, Safaricom is a big supporter and an enabler of digital services, gaming being one of them. And how we do this first is through the infrastructure that we build. So as you know, we have covered 97% of the country with 4G. As we speak, 30% of the country is already covered with 5G. In the next 2 years, that will be 50%. On broadband, we are currently the market leaders, but also together with other players in the market, we are continuing to cover the country from a broadband perspective. This infrastructure is important in ensuring that gamers have a great experience. Latency is one of the quality metrics that we measure to make sure that we deliver low latency that allows gamers to have a great experience. Now, beyond that, on the sponsorship side, over the last maybe 8 years, we've been sponsoring a lot of gaming tournaments. And what we try to do is to actually go across the country to gauge, is this only an urban thing? But what we've seen, actually, no. It's actually across the country. A lot more young people are getting into this space and enjoying it. It's not only now just something for entertainment, it is their lifestyle. And then thirdly, it's about enabling the adjacencies. We are seeing content creators. We are seeing news journalists talking about gaming. And, you know, this becomes very important because they tell the story from the perspective of the gamer, the publisher, and they truly immerse themselves to understand this space. So what we would want is to even call out on all those who are in this space, perhaps who are not able to come today, so that we can work together towards trying to see what it is that we can do to make this a thriving ecosystem in the country. So, I mean, like I said, we continue to invest every single year in our network infrastructure. 4G currently covering 97% of the country. 5G, like I said, 30%. Last year, if you remember, we increased the bandwidth that we are giving our customers by doubling the speeds that we are offering in our home connectivity. That continues to support. We will be unveiling our new data center that will continue to support in terms of storage and you know, just making sure that the experience is good. So investing in infrastructure is going to be important. But you know what? Gaming is not only about that infrastructure. Today we have partners who are providing screens. We had LG in the room. We had Shuffle PC, who actually assemble great PCs for gaming. For me, it was amazing to see that this is actually being done in the country, and that name was a household name here at the conference. So we are seeing a lot more players in this space that would actually want to amplify beyond just the infrastructure, the equipment that they use, you know, whether it's PC, the PC themselves, the PS unit itself, what am I calling it? What are they called? The name has just gone away from my head. The consoles. Yeah. So beyond just what we offer from an infrastructure perspective, creating awareness, or people can actually get high quality consoles, so that people can actually know that these things are actually available here. So I think for me, it's a whole partnership ecosystem. While we provide the infrastructure, bringing partners who can provide the rest of the items enriches the whole ecosystem. So, of course, one of the things that was quite interesting in today's session was we had policy, people who are in policy speak to us about the policies. And the lessons that we have seen today is that, first and foremost, creative gaming, video gaming, has been bundled together with gaming, which is betting. As a result, it continues to raise some concerns because for most people, they believe that video gaming is the same as betting. But I think one of the things that we have seen as a great opportunity is we need to demystify that for you to succeed and excel in video gaming, it's a matter of skill and not a matter of luck as it is in the normal gaming. But be that as it may, it is important for us to protect our children from perhaps maybe playing for too many hours and getting quite addicted. How can we be able to continue to educate, and what is it that we are doing? So over the years, we've been running an education program together with the Communication Authority of Kenya and other players in the telco space to educate parents, teachers, and even students about online safety. So, for example, when children are online, what sort of information are they giving? Have parents put in the right mechanisms to ensure that the safety measures are there? We have been able to educate about the tools that are available on App Store, on Play Store. Very simple tools that if your child downloads a game, you as the parent get a notification so that only when you okay for that game to be downloaded, would the child be able to get that game. So now we want to take that a notch higher. Working with the Ministry of Education, in the first term, because this is an exam term, so now we cannot access schools. In the first term, we will be going to schools where we'll be able to talk to the students as well as the teachers and the parents to take them through the requirements for online safety. We believe that by doing this, we're going to enhance the knowledge about what information are you leaving online, what accesses have you given apps, have you activated location always? What settings should you have on your phone? We think that when we do this, we will continue to enhance the work that we've already started and assure kids on online safety. But finally, when we work with partners, we also ask them to put the age restrictions for them to be able to access certain content. We think that is another way in which we can be able to protect young children from accessing their own content. Okay. So in the quarter getting into December, which is the fourth calendar quarter for most of us, a couple of things we'll be doing. Number one, we'll be launching some gaming tournaments together with partners, which I think will be great. Secondly, we've been sponsoring some gaming events. So 2 weeks ago, we sponsored the Otamatsuri Festival that was at KICC. In 2 weeks' time, there'll be a PUBG tournament at Charter Hall. So we want to support that tournament by giving them connectivity, and I think that would be great. And then finally, we've just been informed in this conference that MKU and ZTech have provided a space. eSport have been able to get the equipment, and they're looking to us to be their connectivity, their tech partner of choice. And when we close this tournament, we'll be announcing that we will be providing that connectivity in those two locations, just so that when the gamers go there, they don't have to worry about connectivity. Safaricom will have that covered. Agreed. So for gaming, one of the biggest challenges in terms of access is the cost. For you to get a PC, a PS console game, about 85,000, 85,000. It's quite out of reach for most Kenyans. So what we've seen is that there's a great opportunity in supporting mobile games. So what we've done is that currently on our ecosystem, we have about 12 publishers and aggregators who have integrated on our platform, and gamers can be able to access casual games from as little as 10 shillings per day. So for 10 shillings per day, you can be able to access the games and play with others and actually see how you rank against others. This is just one of the ways in which we are putting in place opportunities to create affordability. And that's why we are excited about the tournament that will be happening in 2 weeks' time, because it is actually a mobile gaming competition, and the winners will be going to China to compete on that stage. So that will continue to help us create awareness, because I think the biggest challenge we have is awareness. How can we create awareness that Safaricom on its platform offers gaming? So we will continue to create this awareness, and we call out for more publishers who are out there. Come and bring your games. Safaricom has the audience. We have 50 million customers. We have 25 million customers on smartphones. We have M-Pesa, which enables ease of payment. We have access to mobile data and home internet. So together we can be able to make this more accessible to our customers. So I'll be real. I'm a mother to a gamer, and it used to drive me crazy how many hours he would spend gaming. But I think one of the things that I have learned is gaming is not a waste of time. During COVID, I can attest that my son had access to his community. He was able to still connect with his friends, and that's important for a boy in his teens when he was not able to see them physically. So gaming enabled him to get through the difficulties of COVID. We have seen gaming being used for education. Gaming is a platform where music is being launched. So I think what I would say is that we have to be reasonable about understanding that our kids are going to do things that probably we didn't see in our time. The normal controls will need to be put in place. I don't want my child playing for 3 days nonstop because we see people collapsing because they have played nonstop. So I would say there's a great opportunity to leverage gaming for education. I have seen my son improving his ability to work with others, to be very competitive, to know what to do when he loses. So I think there are great lessons in gaming. Gaming is about skills. It is not gambling, and that's what we have to demystify for most parents. So I think as we continue to educate parents, I'm hoping they'll be a lot more comfortable. And today we have seen an example of a gamer who is actually able to sustain their lives through gaming. Jobs for the future are going to be different from the jobs we had. So I think we have to open ourselves to the opportunities that gaming will provide for the Kenyan youth.
Chitab Kalenjin asame eninguni amuten en kamngana no segewege ketesta ngabi mit jatan jebo Kass Mashinani.
Kama ungekuwa strict kwa watoto wako, Fifi will not be in this situation.
Oh, so now I'm the best person kabisa kumguide.
Ama nisonge kando muendele kuwana kama wajinga.
I gave you one job sting. You're stupid.
Who doesn't want to be around Jackie Matuga?
I'm priceless, trust me.
I don't have to tell you, like, you have to treat me like a boss.
Feel the pure, unfiltered power of football on Star Times.
And he's taken
Football as it's meant to be. That's the Bundesliga experience. Renew your subscription today at only 329 Kenya shillings for Nyota Bouquet on the aerial decoder. Feel the passion, artistry, and strength. La Liga brings you flair and creativity of Spanish football. The rising stars of the Saudi Pro League. The high-stakes energy of the Saudi Super Cup and the unpredictable thrills of the Carabao Cup. Renew your subscription today at only 549 Kenya shillings for Nova Bouquet on the Dish Decoder. Download the Star Times app to never miss a match even when you are on the move. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Chitab Kalenjin nitabate tuteng'ung nebo tililindo neitun en Kass TV kila Jumatatu kong'etege sait agenge nebo kemboi. Kiityini komonut missing chametabgei nebo bortong'ung ako noto amune asiketindoi konyoik cheng'omutik chebo konyoiset nebo mionwogik cheterterchin chebwone asikobit konetes akokuiyeiwech missing akobo mionwogik ak ole kimuchi kinyaita ak ole kimuchi kekirindaita. Kounotok ko matkosirin tetutiani eng kila Jumatatu asinyoru naet ak kakuyet nebo kirindaetab mionwogichuto asikobit kenyoru chametabgei nebo borwekchok.
Eng kila kosomok kasi koitun tetutiet nebo mung'aret ak bandab tai eng ketesiet nebo Kass TV kong'ete sait 1 agoi sait 3 nebo kemboi.
Mache kong'et biikab bororiet kochigil kandoit nekwe asimasibisas.
Katorchinetabgei nebo tetutioni kokonetin tuguk chetesetai eng emet cheboto mung'aret ak polotet koboto tetutik chebo bandab tai amu kitepse ng'amotik ak kandoik.
Kemeche kemwochi bororietab kolenjin kelenjin ongoba vijana TVET, ngochut vijana National Polytechnics akonetkei courses che aligned to the trade and a market nemakat akekany keboisien opportunity nakitinye koba sang.
Shadrach, it is unfortunate kele the same thing nikiai Uhuru Kenyatta ko kiayak with this same regime.
Amuni kole chito Al-Shabaab akonyo ko order ngebar biik mut chekakimwong metoi akebir transfer. What is that? Asikarik chekamwoke bichu amun asikarindet konyolu koboisien metinyi konai kole ngotot kileon shuten chicho unarmed, ma-armed chichi konyolu ashuten.
So amache asom amwochi biik kolenji kiyai ko ortinwek chon kikemwa kele kimache keyai airstrip nombo Bomet nebo Kerengani ketebe ko tugul kobeku en nguni.
Megany kosirin tetutiet nebo mung'aret ak bandab tai kila kosomok kasi koibun Shadrach Mutai eng Kass TV. Haya!
Atachin kora chitab kolenjin ketestai en tetutiet konoton nebo Kass Mashinani lomoche awekten nguni emet noton nebo Ethiopia kole moche kandoikab Afrika kecheng walutiet kotiengei ak kaimutik chekikobun emotinwekab Afrika en kasarta nekoi missing kocheng'e imanda. Kong'alaldos en tuyet nebo Africa CARICOM Summit nekotestai en taonit nebo Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, komwa choton boto President William Ruto ak Prime Minister nebo Ethiopia Abiy Ahmed kole kikobun kewelutik cheechen biikab Africa ole nyolu en unikochi imanda nebo komeng'is komie asikomuch kobit borotet.
By strengthening our joint efforts, developing common strategies, and advancing coordinated initiatives, Africa and Caribbean can ensure that reparations speak not only to the injustices of the past, but also to the inequalities of the present and the promise of the future. Let us seize this moment to build a partnership that delivers lasting and meaningful impact for our peoples today and for generations yet to come.
Geography may have placed us apart, but history has bound us together. Let us free ourselves from the language of charity, of recovery, of being called developing. Let us instead rise into something new and ours, where the waters that once divide us now unite us in dignity and prosperity.
We stand today as a bloc of developing nations determined to secure a prosperous future for our people. We recognize but are undaunted by the challenges ahead of us, for we recognize that our combined strength is a formidable asset. The theme for this summit, a transcontinental partnership in pursuit of reparatory justice for Africans and people of African descent through reparations, is particularly timely as the international community observes the second International Decade for People of African Descent, which began in January of this year. It is also significant that the African Union has designated 2025 as the year for justice for Africans and people of African descent through reparations.
This summit is a watershed moment and should be a turning point towards our collective aspiration. Historians will certainly put on record that from Addis Ababa, Africa and the Caribbean renewed their covenant to honor our ancestors, to uplift our descendants, and reclaim our shared destiny in freedom, justice, and unity. The African Union stands proudly and firmly with our Caribbean brothers and sisters in every step towards reparatory justice and true liberation.
Colleagues, the reality is clear. In the coming years, most climate and development finance will flow through the IMF and MDBs. Without reform and replenishment, our calls, however passionate, will remain rhetorical. MDB reform is the only path to meaningful, scalable financing in the foreseeable future. This requires a united stand and a strong collective voice from Africa, the Caribbean, and across the developing world. Only together can we ensure that the international finance system becomes an enabler of resilience and prosperity rather than a structural barrier.
Yekiwege emoni kokakoyomis kandoindet nebo chamaitab DCP Rigathi Gachagua kole miten eng kibagenge kandoik tugul chebo upinzani ako chobotin kolewen agenge en ichek asikomuch kobeljigei president anan kobeljigei koisto president William Ruto en boisiet lewenisiet noton nebo kenyitab 2027.
Sisi tumeshikana kama United Opposition na tumekubaliana tutatoa candidate moja wa kungangana na William Ruto. Si ndio? Si ndio? Candidate na pale kwa secretariat juzi tumeamua ya kwamba tumeweka Dr. Mukisa Kitui hapo atusaidie. Na huyu deputy wangu kijana anaitwa Malala. Kijana shupafu ananisaidia sana na ni kijana mzuri. Lakini niliona alikuwa na wasiwasi ati imewekwa mzee inatakikana vijana tupu. Hapana, pale secretariat yetu tuko na majenzi na millennial ndio wanasukuma kazi hapo kwa secretariat. Na wanapanga kazi nzuri sana. Na tuko na imani na vijana, majenzi na millennial. Lakini lazima tutafute mtu mmoja iko na experience ya kuwa guide na kumenta house. Iko namna hiyo. Yake akuje kwa hiyo secretariat asimamie hao vijana ndio tuweze kufaulu. Na nimeongea na Cleophas Malala nikamwambia asikuwe na wasiwasi. Yeye anataka tuweke vijana wote tupu kila pahali. Hata pale kwa chama yetu ya DCP amejaza majenzi na millennial ndio wanatawala sisi pale. Na anafanya vizuri kwa sababu lazima hao majenzi na millennial watusaidie. Lakini pia lazima tutafute mtu mmoja wawili wako na experience wanakaa na hao vijana wetu wanawaguide. Vile mimi nakaa na akina Medhu, akina Gasheri, akina Karongo ninawasaidia. Si iko namna hiyo? Si hapo tukue na mtu mmoja iko na experience ya kusaidia vijana. Kwa hivyo hakuna wasiwasi, all of us are speaking the same language. Na mimi nataka nimhakikishie watu ya Nyandarua huyu Kasongo tukitamkimbiza kama baisikeli ya kuibiwa. Nego mokweda. Na tumekubaliana tukisikizana ni Kalonzo Musyoka. Si mtapigia yeye kura? Tukisikizana Matiang'i mtapigia yeye? Tukisikizana na Eugene Wamalwa mtapigia yeye? Tukisikizana ni Martha Karua? Tukisikizana ni Mani Rigiji? Kwanza wakipea mimi huyu jamaa nitamkimbiza. Kwa hivyo kogwa adwaito thegio mono adwanya darwa nitukwari.
Watu wote ambao wanaomba kiti kama ni ya governor wote wako kwa chama yetu ya DCP. Watu yetu wanaomba viti ya bunge anywhere, Kinangop, hapa, wapi, wote wako DCP. Watu yote wanaomba kiti ya MCA wote wako chama ya DCP. Kwa sababu sisi wote watu ya Nyandarua tumejipanga na tuko nyuma yako. Ile watu sijakutana nao ni wale wanaomba kiti, ni wale wanaomba kiti ya senator. Na wakikuja pia tunawakaribisha hapa na wote wakae ndani ya DCP ndio tusukume maneno ikiwa hapo sawa sawa.
En kasaratan kotogu tindo anan komuch kowal tilenyin rubeiwotab kandoindetab chamaitab DCP Cleophas Malala kotiengei ak lewenetab Dr. Mukisa Kitui koik ng'olindet noton nebo upinzani kosubkei ak ngamwa Malala kole igochin kasubet kakwautiet noton.
Juzi tumeona tulikuwa na shida kidogo wakati the United Opposition ilikuwa inachagua secretariat, yani yule mtu ambaye atakuwa msemaji, na wale viongozi wetu the principals wakachagua Mukisa Kitui, yule ambaye alikuwa former MP wa Kimilili, mzee aongoze akuwe msemaji. Mimi kibinafsi nikasema hapana, hii nafasi ya Mukisa ni lazima wapatie kijana, kwa sababu vijana ndio inafaa waweke moto katika, so tutakuwa na utofauti ya mawazo. Lakini Rigathi Gachagua ataniita, kaniambia wewe Cleo, wewe pia unatetea vijana sana, kila saa unataka vijana, hata wazee pia wanataka kuwa pale kwa uongozi. Akanielezea kwa nini ni lazima ikuwe Mukisa Kitui. Na mimi kwa sababu mimi nasikia Rigiji kabisa. Huyo Rigiji ni mtu wa akili mingi sana. Ni mtu anaona mbele, mtu amekuwa dio, ametoka chini mpaka amekuwa deputy president. Na sasa anaenda mpaka kwa urais. Akanielezea, mimi nikaelewa. Nikasema kwa sababu Rigiji amesema Mukisa Kitui akuwe spokesperson, mimi naunga mkono hiyo maneno ya Mukisa kuwa spokesperson, so that tusonge mbele kama United Opposition. Hapo nikiingia kusema left tunaenda left. Sababu kiongozi nimekaa na yeye, mtu anafikiria anaona mbele na ameona, akanielezea vizuri. So jamani, mnasema nifuate hii maneno Rigiji anasema? Tukue pamoja. Wakati anasema tukue pamoja jamani.
Kibendi en nguni county nebo Bomet ole kakobor kaimetab kei father nebo kanisiet nebo Catholic noton nebo Tegat Parish en Bomet County, Father Julius Rotich kotiengei ak yautik chebo baretab kei nokotestai kolany en county noton.
Wazee, mkae kama wazee. Mnapokaribisha watoto vijana katika kikao chenu, mwasaidie, mwaonye. Siku hizi kuna pombe, kuna pangi, kuna mihadarati, kuna vitu vingine vingi ambavyo vinaleta shida katika jumuiya, katika familia. Mfano ni tukio kimetoka hapa, labda alikuwa katika hali hiyo, hakuwa akijielewa, ndio maana akatenda kitendo kiofu kama hiki. Bado tumekuja wote kushuhudia. Hivyo naomba viongozi mkaze nati ili tuweze kuwa na uhakika katika maisha yetu. Hata siku hizi ukimwona assistant chief unamwona tu kama mtu ordinary. Nakumbuka kwetu assistant chief alikuwa my immediate neighbor, lakini akiwa amevalia kofia ya kazi ni mtu wa serikali. Akisema hivi tunatii. Siku hizi unamwona kama vijana tu wa kawaida. I think mkae hata na nyinyi kama viongozi. Lakini muanze kutoa mfano kwenu kwanza. Unajua mnaanza kupigana hata na nyinyi, sasa tuanze hata na sisi kupigana na ile udogo wetu. Lakini tusaidiane pamoja. Ongetore lagok yo kusang bogitet pangi tukuchandul jaaje joma nyolji lagok. Ngosoma lagok sikesopchi. Koibet chia kinyoke shilge kotom nyono mbareni chekeshilchinige tugul. Ngosoma sikwam ng'omnotet ko yan kakosoman kosich kasi komandat alak emotinwek chuno koibwech mokornotet. Kotibur tugul en mbiro ak ketirtirenige kocheng'e age tugul kit neiboiboiti, kocheng'e kosir yon tete konyolu koit kobit anyun tuguk cheyachen cheu chechu. Ongesom kamuktoindet kora konyoiwech kat en oret nekiyoe tuguk alak chemokikere kokororonen.
Poleni sana kwa kupoteza maisha ya watu watatu namna hii kwa njia isiyofaa. Mimi nasema hivyo kwa nini? Hii sio ya kawaida, ama hii kuwa ni kifo ya kawaida. Na ningependa kuwahimiza kila mtu, especially wasasi, Ningependa kama mkiona watoto wenu ama wale vijana wetu ama watu wote ambaye wale tuko na mahusiano, mkiwa mnaona tabia isiyo ya kawaida, tafadhali hiyo pika ripoti kwa chief, assistant chief, ama kwa mtu yeyote ambaye ako karibu na wewe. Hata jirani yako inafaa umwambie, naona ndugu yangu, dada yangu ako na tabia isiyo ya kawaida. This is gender-based violence. Gender-based violence has become so rampant in our constituency, and it is not Bomet East alone or in our county alone. I think it is in the whole country, lakini especially our constituency, Bomet East, now our county Bomet. We want to say that this gender-based violence should stop.
Shukuru Mungu ambaye amejalia kila mmoja wetu tukuje mahali hapa tusimame na familia hili ama hii kuomboleza wapendwa wetu ambao wamelala. So ningependa kusema pole sana. Si kuwa na jiamini ya kwamba naweza simama na niongee kwa sababu ya usito ya msiba ambayo tuko nayo.
Choton ko alak eng kandoik kobun county nebo Bomet ko koito kurset nebo koit let sasisiet ak sisiet eng mengatosiek chepchinoton kibeten sobonwek anan kobetengei sobonwek chamanik anan koit kobut familia. Chitab Kalenjin asome en nguni kora amuten en kamung'et chekiwege otuitosi ak Victor Korir en tetunoton nebo kusingong boisiet noton nebo musondet nebo kasari eng kasuldaetab boisionik.
Kama ungekuwa strict kwa watoto wako, Fifi will not be in this situation.
Oh, so na wewe the best person kabisa kumguide.
Ama nisonge kando muendelee kuwana kama wajinga.
I gave you one job sting. You're stupid.
Who doesn't want to be around Jackie Matuga?
I'm priceless, trust me.
I don't have to tell you, like, you have to treat me like a boss.
Feel the pure, unfiltered power of football on Star Times. Football as it's meant to be. That's the Bundesliga experience. Renew your subscription today at only 329 Kenya shillings for Nyota Bouquet on the aerial decoder. Feel the passion, artistry, and strength. La Liga brings you flair and creativity of Spanish football. The rising stars of the Saudi Pro League. The high-stakes energy of the Saudi Super Cup and the unpredictable thrills of the Carabao Cup. Renew your subscription today at only 549 Kenya shillings for Nova Bouquet on the Dish Decoder. Download the Star Times app to never miss a match even when you are on the move. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Kimitei agobo inye ago kimita siginetkei kibaibaitgei ak inoisechigei tuguk cheterter chetesetai eng emetab Kenya ak emotinwek chebo sang. Inyorwech eng DSTV channel 266, Zuku channel 19, GoTV channel 099, Star Times channel 164, Pang eng free to air, Bamba free to air, Azam channel 336 koboto online streaming eng www.kasstv.co.ke.
Kotitinye ng'oliot age tugul kotinygei ak tetutik chok, sirwech sirutiet en oretab email konyo info@kassfm.co.ke anan ko SMS en number 55552 anan ko 30552 ak imwawech kit nechome ak nemechome.
Kass TV, kimnotet naet.
Chitab Kalenjin nito ko tetutieng'ung nebo tililindo neitun eng Kass TV kila Jumatatu kong'etegei sait 1 nebo kemboi. Kiityini komonut mising chametabgei nebo bortong'ung ako noto amune asiketindoi konyoik cheng'omutik chebo konyoiset nebo mionwogik cheterterchin chebwone asikobit konetech akokuyeiwech mising akobo mionwogik ak ole kimuchi kinyaita ak ole kimuchi kekirindaita. Kou noto komat kosirin tetutiani eng kila Jumatatu asinyoru naet ak kakuyet nebo kirindaetab mionwogik chuto asikobit kenyoru chametabgei nebo borwekchok.
Stop using my Wi-Fi.
What is your Wi-Fi doing in my house?
Get your own internet. Stop using mine.
Okay, come down. Let's negotiate. I'm using it to apply job.
You're not applying job. I can see you are watching movies.
Yes, that one. It's one of my sons that's watching movies on your internet.
Your sons are at school, you liar.
Okay, what do you want me to tell you? I don't have money, I'm broke.
Fiber now starts at 35 Mbps for only 3,000 a month.
Okay. And I will get internet tomorrow, I promise you.
Karibu sana Mr. Kamau.
Yeah, thank you, Victor.
Today is the International Literacy Day.
Yeah.
And every year this day is marked with different themes. But this year, it's about the promotion of the literacy in the digital era.
Okay.
And we are glad to have you in studio. What we are trying to do today is to understand the role that JTL as a company, as a telco ISP, what role does it play in the promotion of literacy, especially around digital usage. To start us off, probably before we really try to understand what role you play as a company in the promotion of literacy in Kenya and regionally, maybe you could just shed some light so that those who are not familiar with the company, they would be able to understand who Jamii Telecom is, what are your products, what space do you occupy in the market, and what competitive advantages do you have that people can take advantage of when they take up your product, so that after that we can understand what role you play.
Okay. Thank you, Victor.
Yes.
And thank you for inviting me for this particular day, International World Literacy Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. To begin with, I think it's good to explain who JTL is.
Yeah, sure.
In Kenya, when you talk about telecom companies, the way we classify them, or the way you can actually look at them in broad perspective in terms of who are they, what role do they play, and most importantly, the identity. Now, Jamii Telecommunications, we are very proud to say we are the only Kenyan company, 100% Kenyan company, occupying the top level, the top tier in the telecom sector. Now, what do I mean by that? It means that if you're to talk about mobility, JTL is one of the 3 mobile operators. If you're to talk about fixed connectivity, JTL is one of the 3 fixed operators. So one very critical, that we are 100% Kenyan owned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we operate in the fixed network and also in the mobile through our fiber brand. So we have fiber mobile and we have fiber fixed.
Okay.
Yeah. So having said that, you need to understand the telecom sector. As I said, you can either categorize it as fixed, where you have the cables which are laid to your house, or mobile, whereby you use your device on the go. Now, I think in Kenya right now today, we probably have about 4 or 5 mobile operators. Actually, we have 4, and functional, let's say 3 of us.
Yeah.
And JTL is one of them. Now, our network spans, it's actually international. I think even Kass, you use it, you have Kass International.
Yeah, in our broadcast.
Part of that connectivity is actually enabled by JTL.
Yeah.
So we have what you call the international bit of it. That's what helps us to bridge Kenya and the rest of the country.
Yeah.
And then now we have the fixed connection, where you bring the cable to your house, and you have the mobile, where we enable you to use it.
Access the internet.
Access it.
Yeah. So as a customer, looking for the best ISP, I want to install, internet in my home or in my business. Why would I choose JTL?
Now, first of all, as I said, you and me, we're looking at each other. So it means most likely be able to understand your problems better than anybody else. Now, at JTL, we give it, as I said, we first take our time to understand our customers. So it's a business, and by understanding you, it means, first of all, I need to be able to fulfill your need. So if you're a business, you need connectivity either for your branch connection, or you need connectivity for your internet.
Okay.
So, and connectivity comes in different formats. So there's cost consideration, and there's also the reliability consideration. So when I come to you, I blend all those is my service cost effective? Is my service reliable?
Yeah.
And then that is what I package. And when I come to you, I'll lay all that on the table, and it's up to you to make that decision. But most of the time, what we've realized is that because you want people who understand you, then it becomes very easy for you to
tailor the product to the client,
to your requirement. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We mentioned about reliability, and the market is flooded with people selling internet in the estates everywhere. Some are really ridiculously cheap, but the experience that clients have is that you have cheap internet. I don't want to say affordable, it's cheap because of the cost involved. But when you go to use it, you find lots of downtimes. There is no support, customer support. The resolution of challenges takes a long time. How, as a company, Fiber, JTL, when you're handling your clients, what do you promise them when it comes to reliability in terms of downtimes, in terms of timely responses? How do you approach it?
Yeah, okay. I think one of the biggest challenges we are facing right now in the industry is a lot of unregulated operators.
Yeah.
So you find that somebody can buy internet from me and come and sell it
and resell it.
So by the time you're trying to look for that person when you're down, you don't have. So what I tell people is, depending on what you're using the internet for, you need to make sure that you're buying it from, first of all, a well-established organization that you can sign what we call service level agreements. So it means if I come to you, I'll sign a service level agreement where we have a covenant that I'll make sure that the uptime of this service will be a certain percentage, and should it go down, because it may go down, then how long do I take to do the restoration? So service level agreements are very important, and you can only get service level agreements with established organizations whereby we have a structure. But when you're buying the internet from unstructured operators, either they are pirating on some infrastructure, and you find that maybe there's a cleanup going on by, let's say, the power company, the utility company.
Yeah, there was something like that recently, where the Kenya Power was trying to realign the poles, how people use their poles.
Yeah. So now, as a user, you want to buy a service from an operator who you know has formal arrangements with, with the infrastructure operators.
Okay. Yeah. Before you go to answering the questions about world literacy, digital literacy, maybe you could just mention a few highlights of JTL as a company, because before as I was preparing for this interview, I noticed that JTL was, I think, the first company in Kenya to deploy was it 700 megahertz, the VoLTE technology, such milestones. What does that say about the company?
Okay, first of all, we are very bold. If you look at our history, we are a company that first believes in our country. And all the things that we've done, we've pioneered. If you look at the history of the group, we've actually been on the forefront in the telecom sector. So it's not a sector we are here by accident. So if you look at the history of the connectivity in Kenya, may it be satellites who were there, maybe fiber who were there, and when it came to mobile, we had to find a way of getting into it, and that's why like the issue of being the first company to deploy 700, and then since we didn't want to get bogged down by old technology, that's how we shifted to voice over LTE, even before the devices started supporting it.
You already laid down the infrastructure.
Yeah, we put up the infrastructure. It's a very risky, it's not
venture.
It's a very risky venture. But as I said, we are a company that believes in our country. We are people who are very passionate about the telecommunication sector, and we believe that we will make a mark in this country based on our passion and our commitment to make sure that we change the country telecom-wise.
Thank you, Mr. Kamau, for shedding light on the company, introducing the company to probably those who have not interacted with JTL before. Moving on to now the International Literacy Day. What would you say literacy, how does literacy look, digital literacy look for the common mwananchi in Kenya?
Yeah, I think you know when you talk about literacy, we talk about reading and writing. So that is basic literacy. You have functional literacy, whereby you're saying, I'm able to read and write, identify words, but can it help me? Then you have what you call now the digital literacy. Now, digital literacy comes in terms of, the first thing as I said, when you talk about literacy, are you able to read and write? Can you do arithmetics?
Yeah.
Can you
communicate?
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the digital space, it requires, you must have the basic literacy. Then you come to the digital. The digital space is very interesting because there's issues of safety. There's issues of, yes, there are so many people who know how to read and write, but they are not able to sit in front of a computer and fill up a form.
Yeah.
They are not able to log to, let's say, government services like e-citizens.
Portals,
and do all that kind of stuff. So it's actually another level that actually needs to be well thought out, and probably at some point it will be introduced in early in schools so that people are able to navigate by themselves.
Yeah.
Because as you said, there are people with smartphones, they're not able to use them. There's people with smartphones, they cannot even be able to use some of the applications which are there. But most importantly is the issue of like safety, especially like you people in the media. Sometimes how do you tell between fake news,
stories?
And now, if that actually defines your digital literacy.
Yeah.
Like you find that there's some people who they see a story and they propagate it by forwarding and all that kind of stuff. So digital literacy is very wide. Are you able to log in and like today? Do you need to go to school to learn? There are people who have actually been able to acquire new skills, completely new skills through digital because information is available. In fact, when I was coming here, when I was trying to prepare for this interview, I remembered during my days at the university, people used to, day one, you go to the library and try and pick up the best books for certain courses and probably keep them to yourself. Today, I don't even think the physical library is as relevant.
It's gathering dust.
Yeah, today you can actually attend a course online. A course delivered by a foreign university, and acquire the skills. And the issue is, do you really need to go to a class? Let's say tomorrow you can decide if you're a journalist to wake up and decide to retool yourself and become an accountant. So digital literacy is very wide and it's becoming more and more complex. I think if you listen today, they are talking about AI. We are all in the digital space, but very few people know what AI is. There's cryptocurrency. A lot of stuff happening. But a lot of people are not able to tell, okay, fine, I know how to use a computer, but how do I use AI? Can I invest in a stock exchange in a foreign country now because it's actually reachable? So as we delve into the issue of digital literacy, it is very wide and we can sit here the whole day and discuss.
Okay. Now from your vantage point as a leader in the telco ISP space in Kenya, how critical is the role of telecommunication in shaping the present and future of the global space?
Okay. Let's begin in this. You see, when you talk about digital, digital is generating data, and most of the time storing it, retrieving it, or transmitting it. So you find that, like maybe for journalists, one of your biggest challenge for a very long time was you actually go and shoot a story. But getting that story back to the studio used to be very difficult. That's why you had to get those portable, I don't know what they're called, the portable man pads. So telecoms, you cannot talk about data and not talk about telecoms, because telecoms are the ones who facilitate the transmission of data. So now as JTL, if let's say you're a Victor, you want to access a website, that data is stored somewhere else, most likely out of the country, and you need to have it probably on your phone. So that means the telecom company comes in and bridges, make sure that your phone is working, and then on top of the phone working, make sure that that phone can access that information from wherever it's stored. So you cannot talk about digital and not talk about the telecom companies.
So that's the place of telcos in connecting users and data.
Think about this. You may have a smartphone without data. I'm sure you've experienced that.
You can't do anything really.
It feels very awkward. But the moment you have that data, you're able to send videos, you're able to receive information, and that's the role that the telecom company. And the same thing happens, like let's say you have a class, you provide the computers to people, to students, and they don't have connectivity. It means they're just limited to probably what is stored.
The programs that are installed in the machines.
That computer.
Kenyans, especially the young people, they are quite savvy in terms of technology. They use it for all manner of things. How has JTL contributed to innovation, and the general usage of technology in Kenya right now?
Okay. As I said, we fulfill a very special role. If you look at our history, we've always been in the telecom sector, either operating on the forefront as JTL, or at the background where we were enabling other operators to achieve their goals. If you look at the history, you cannot write the history of telecoms in Kenya without JTL. You cannot talk the transition of 2G to 3G without JTL. JTL was at the background laying the fibers that enabled some of the operators to be able to achieve that. Fast forward, I think if you look at our brand, in fact, today we are the most affordable data company. If you go to our website and look at the value, if you have 1,000 shillings, who gives you the best value in terms of all the operators? If you have 100 shillings, if you have 20 shillings, JTL is there. So as JTL, our contribution to the society is making sure that people have affordable, because we are not guided by some maybe stringent requirement by a foreign owner saying that you must extract this kind of money. For us, we're looking at how do we make sure that our kinsmen, our countrymen, are able to access data and improve their lives. So one of them is making sure that we have the most affordable data rates in the country.
And mentioning about being the most affordable, just shortly before we came in for this interview, I got a message on my phone. Someone close to me was asking me, I want internet.
Yes.
I have a new place, and I have done my research.
Yes.
And apparently, fiber is the most affordable out there, And he was telling me, can you find out some? And I was like, wow. I think I know the best person to ask this. So I think that's it's really it's solid validation.
Yes.
Because this is not something I solicited from anyone. I was just doing my job. Then someone just texted me and said, I heard JTL is the one. Can you verify?
Not just it's cost effective, but a working internet. As you've mentioned, you've had some instances whereby people have gone down for many days and they have no hope that internet will be restored.
You call the support and no one is picking up, and there is nothing more frustrating than slow internet.
Or outages that last
days.
Days.
So you mentioned about JTL being at the forefront in adopting new technologies, laying down infrastructure ahead of time so that you anticipate what's going to happen in the future. How are you leveraging the telecommunications infrastructure in the country to help the country and the people of this country to achieve their technological outcomes that they are looking for at scale?
If you look at the telecom environment in Kenya, it consists of either infrastructure that you've laid yourself. So like JTL, you have the infrastructure that we put on the ground. You'll find there are places we dug up and put fiber. And you also have partners. So like if you look at what we call the long haul, there are organizations, especially like Kenya Power, Ketraco, who have laid on top of the infrastructure that they have, like the power lines. They have fibers that they've laid. And JTL were actually one of the pioneers to use those fibers. So we work closely with the government, where the government has laid its fiber through like ICTA. And we also work with other utilities like Pipeline, Ketraco, and Kenya Power.
You mentioned earlier about the emergence of technologies like AI, all this machine learning, and the possibilities that abound when people really take full advantage or full use of these technologies. as a company, where do you see the greatest opportunity to kind of bring the disruption of technology or innovation so that you can bridge the gap, the digital literacy gap?
Yeah, I think maybe I'll probably take you back a little bit in time.
Okay.
You see, technology is not a single day event. What people forget is technology has been evolving based on the human need. If you look at maybe during the slavery time, people needed labor.
Yeah.
So it was perfect to have slaves, right?
Yeah.
So when the diesel or the steam engine came, then they were like, no, we don't need to have slaves for us to be able to farm our farms.
Yeah.
We can use the machineries. So technology has been evolving over time. And with the evolution of technology comes challenges like, is it moral? I mean, it challenges morality. Like during those times of the slaves, it was perfectly moral to have slaves so that you can get food.
Yeah.
Is it moral today to have a slave?
No.
So I tell people, look at technology from that perspective, that it's evolving to meet a human need. And right now, we just happen to have gotten into what we call the technology or the digital evolution of technology. And what we now need to look at is where is it fitting? Because a lot of people are confused. If you look at the mobile phone, it's not very old. I think maybe 6-7 years ago, there was no WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Today, if you look at what the phones didn't have cameras.
Yeah.
Now they have cameras. Things that used to be very difficult have completely changed. If you look at today as a journalist, you probably can file a whole story using a mobile phone.
Yeah.
You can actually shoot very clear videos. You can actually transmit the same videos. Something that was probably about 4 or 5 years ago was very difficult.
Yeah.
You really needed big cameras, you needed a whole OB van.
Yeah.
Today, I don't think you need that because you can actually do that. So I'm telling, my mantra here is you need to evaluate where the technology is. So there's nothing like a big bang technology that will come and change everything. It is us to look at the needs, the human needs. Like right now, people are talking about AI. It means, like as a journalist, it used to take you a whole night to just type in a story.
Yeah.
Today, you just need to put the theme and the story comes out probably much better than how it is. So on our end, as I said, we are focused as being a technology, a telecom company. But again, also the telecom sector is also being disrupted. New entrants, new technologies, and all that kind of stuff. So we are ever looking ahead and seeing how do we leverage the technology and make sure that we are not left behind. If you look at our history, we've always transitioned and always slightly ahead of the technology.
Always forward thinking.
Always forward thinking.
Yeah.
By the time we transitioned from satellite company to a fiber company to a mobile company, and in the mobile space it's also evolving. We are now transitioned from 4G. Today we have 5G, and we are keeping abreast of what's happening here.
Mm-hmm. And the Kenyan government really, spread the gospel of, bottom-up economy, transformation. How or what unique value does JTL provide to the community to enable them to be part and parcel of this uplifting of people from the bottom up, especially using the aspect of technology?
Yeah, I think, as I said, first you have the technology itself, whereby we are saying the digital services are becoming more and more elaborate. So, as I said, one of them is to make sure that the internet is accessible, it's affordable, because for the digital literacy, I said it's not just the ability to read and write, it is how familiar are you with the technology. Now, at JTL, over and above pushing connectivity to where it's needed most, like in schools, rural areas, and all that kind of stuff, that is part of one of the things that we're doing. We're also involved in other initiatives, like making sure that people have the devices. Remember, it's one thing talking about technology, but it's also making sure that somebody has a suitable device. Like today, if you have the basic phone, you'll not be able to access digital services. You need a smartphone. Now, if you look at the penetration of smartphones in most of probably Africa, it's not that good. So JTL has an initiative whereby we are collaborating with others, with the government, to make sure that, first of all, we have affordable devices that people can actually be able to access the digital service that we're looking at. Yeah.
Now, as we wind up, being told that we are running out of time, what personal experiences on your part have shaped your view on tech? Especially now that you are at the helm of one of the leading tech companies, telcos in the country.
Yeah, I think on my end, one, I've been very lucky that at JTL we have a program where we ensure that all our senior management are exposed to some of the latest courses.
Okay.
So that we are always aware of what's happening in the world. So like some of those courses have shown us, like personally, enabled me to understand the world better. Like today, let me give you something very interesting. You wouldn't see a connection between psychology and digital.
Yeah.
I need to understand the human behavior so that I can design
targeted products and
all that kind of stuff. So, and as I said, due to that exposure, like for myself, I can already see ahead of time. Like if you look at the transition of how we've been interacting with the devices, like about 2 years ago we were in a lab, whereby today for you, what you normally do, you type.
Yeah.
Think about it. What if you just thought?
And it's
transmitted,
manifested
somewhere.
Yeah.
So on my side, I have been very lucky to be exposed to a lot of technology, some of them which are way, way ahead of time.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, when you look at the historical part of it, you can actually see the possibilities. Yeah.
And your final call on a call to action to Kenyans, to your clients on matters of technology and digital literacy.
Yeah, I think technology, you have to look for it. We have to be very deliberate as a country. As I said, digital literacy, most people think is just the ability to read and write, but you've seen it comes with its own dangers in terms of like safety. If you leave your kid with a smartphone, are you sure what they're doing on it? So my message is we need to be deliberate in the education sector, in our workplaces, because a lot of what digital efficiency, what digital literacy brings is a lot of efficiency.
Yeah.
I think like for you people in the studios, you've seen what the changes that have happened over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Something that used to take you hours and all that kind of stuff. So we have to, it's something that you cannot wait and say, I will do it tomorrow. It's a continuous process. In fact, a lot of the organizations, what they're doing is now they have a department called innovation, whereby you're constantly looking at the new technologies and see how do they fit into your business.
To be ahead of the curve at all times.
How do make your business more effective.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Kamau.
Thank you, Victor,
for your time.
Yeah.
It's been great listening to you because of the knowledge you have about technology, especially during this International Literacy Day, where we are talking about promoting literacy in a digital era, and we hope to engage more going forward, because I know you have much more in terms of products, in terms of just general technological and telecommunication ideas and information that you could share with the viewers. So thank you so much for your time. Until another time, thank you so much.
Hiya.
Stop using my Wi-Fi.
What is your Wi-Fi doing in my house?
Get your own internet. Stop using mine.
Okay, come down. Let's negotiate. I'm using it to apply job.
You're not applying job. I can see you are watching movies.
Yes, that one. It's one of my sons that's watching movies on your internet.
Your sons are at school, you liar.
Okay, what do you want me to tell you? I don't have money, I'm broke.
Fiber now starts at 35 Mbps for only 3,000 a month.
Okay. And I will get internet tomorrow, I promise you.
Feel the pure, unfiltered power of football on Star Times.
I And he's taken
Football as it's meant to be. That's the Bundesliga experience. Renew your subscription today at only 329 Kenya shillings for Nyota Bouquet on the aerial decoder. Feel the passion, artistry, and strength. La Liga brings you flair and creativity of Spanish football. The rising stars of the Saudi Pro League, the high-stakes energy of the Saudi Super Cup, and the unpredictable thrills of the Carabao Cup. Renew your subscription today at only 549 Kenya shillings for Nova Bouquet on the Dish Decoder. Download the StarTimes app to never miss a match, even when you are on the move. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
Kama ungekuwa strict kwa watoto wako, Fifi would not be in this situation.
So now the best person kabisa kumguide.
Ama nisonge kando muendele kuwana kama wajinga.
I gave you one job sting. You're stupid.
Who doesn't want to be around Jamii Telecommunications?
I'm priceless, trust me.
I don't have to tell you, like, you have to treat me like a boss.
Kenya. Twende mbele. NCBA. Go for it.
Kimitei agobo inye ago kimita siginetkei kibaibaitkei ak inoisechige tuguk cheterter chetesetai eng emetab Kenya ak emotinwek chebo sang. Inyorwech eng DSTV channel 266, Zuku channel 19, GoTV channel 099, StarTimes channel 164, Pang eng free to air, Bamba free to air, Azam channel 336 koboto online streaming eng www.kasstv.co.ke.
Kotitinye ng'oliot age tugul kotinygei ak tetutik sirwech sirutiet en oretab email konyo info@kassfm.co.ke anan ko SMS en number 55552 anan ko 30552 ak imwawech kit nechome ak nemechome.
Kass TV, kimnotet.
Chitab kalenjin nito ko tetutieng'ung nebo tililindo neitun eng Kass TV kila Jumatatu kong'etege sait agenge nebo kemboi. Kiityini komonut mising chametabgei nebo bortong'ung ako noto amune asiketindoi konyoik cheng'omutik chebo konyoiset nebo mionwogik cheterterchin chebwone asikobit konetes akokuyeiwech mising akobo mionwogik ak ole kimuchi kinyaita ak ole kimuchi kekirindaita. Kounoto komat kosirin tetutiani eng kila Jumatatu asinyoru naet ak kakuyet nebo kirindaetab mionwogik chuto asikobit kenyoru chametabgei nebo borwekcho.
Eng kila kosomok kasi koitun tetutiet nebo mung'aret ak bandab tai eng ketesiet nebo Kass TV kong'ete sait agenge agoi sait 3 nebo kemboi.
Mache kong'et biikab bororiet kochigil kandoit nekwe asimaisibisas.
Katorchinetabgei nebo tetutiani kokonetin tuguk chetesetai eng emet cheboto mung'aret ak polotet koboto tetutik chebo bandab tai amu kitepse ng'amotik ak kandoik.
Kemeche kemwochi bororietab kolenjin kelenjin ongoba vijana TVET, ngochut vijana National Polytechnics akonetkei courses che aligned to the trade and market nemakat akekany keboisien opportunity nakitinye koba sang.
Shadrach, it is unfortunate kele the same thing nikiai Uhuru Kenyatta ku kiayak with this same regime.
Amuni kole chito Al-Shabaab akonyo kodare ngebar biik mut chekakimwong metoe akebir transfer. What is that? Asikarik chekamwoke bichu chika amun asikarindet konyolu koboisien metinyi konai kole ngotot kileon shuten chicho unarmed ma-armed chichi konyolu ashuten.
So amache osom amwochi biik chokolenji kiyoe kou ortinwek chon kikemwa kele kimoche keyai airstrip nombo Bomet nebo Kerengani ketebe ko tugul kobeku en nguni.
Megany kosirin tetutiet nebo mung'aret ak bandab tai kila kosomok kasi koibun Shadrach Mutai eng Kass TV.
Atachin chitab kalenjin loyab emet choton chebo sait tisab cheitun eng ketesiet noton ichamin nebo Kass TV nesomanun kwane Shadrack Mutai itagat. Miten President William Ruto en emet nebo Ethiopia taonit noton nebo Addis Ababa en tuyet noton ng'alen kotiengei ak kamanutiet nebo ribetab itonwekab emet.
I thank Ethiopia for its generosity in hosting us and for carrying forward the spirit of Nairobi into this second Africa Climate Summit. 2 years ago, I had the honor of welcoming you to the inaugural Africa Climate Summit in Nairobi. Then, we looked ahead to a future of possibility, of global collaboration and resilient prosperity and inclusive growth for Africa. In Nairobi, we introduced a bold new perspective of Africa as a continent of opportunity and source of solution, not just a victim. We framed climate action not as a burden, but as a driver of economic growth, transformation, and job creation for African communities. Together, we adopted climate-positive growth as our development paradigm. In doing so, the Nairobi Declaration established Africa not only as a partner, but as a power in the emerging global order. 2 years later, we have come a long way. Our potential is recognized, our voice is heard, and our solutions are being deployed. From green infrastructure and climate-smart agriculture to landscape restoration, waste management, and even cutting-edge technologies like direct air capture. Across the continent, African entrepreneurs and communities are innovating and building resilience from the ground up. Yet, while progress has been made, the world around us is changing fast. Global interconnectedness is deepening, but so too is the temptation to retreat into narrow self-interest, transactional partnerships, and short-term gains. Too often, commitments are broken and international solidarity is dismissed as weakness, precisely when the scale of climate crisis demands enhanced cooperation, not less.
Excellencies, we're not here to negotiate our survival. We're here to design the world's next climate economy. If we make the right choices now, Africa can be the first continent to industrialize without destroying its ecosystems. An economy will build, power, and lead. In Ethiopia, we have seen what is possible when determination is driven by clear purpose. This takes shape through deliberate, data-driven actions that respond to our challenges and opportunities. Guided by purpose, we are implementing initiatives that shows the power of vision and community efforts. In 2019, we launched the Green Legacy Initiative. 7 years on, we have planted over 48 billion seedlings. They cool our land, protect our soil, restore watersheds, provide food, create jobs, and grow exports. Through a nutrition program called Yelema Turufat, or Bounty of the Basket, and our Climate Resilient Wheat Initiative, we are reshaping food systems, reducing imports, and growing rural incomes with climate-smart irrigation and sustainable practices. These are African solutions to global food and climate challenges. Soon, we will inaugurate the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam.
Noton ko tuyet nemiten en emet noton nebo Ethiopia taonit neo nebo Addis Ababa noton nebeljingei kecheng walutiet kotiengei ak koimutik nekang'alab wechet noton nebo itonwekab emet. Kistoengei noton ak emetab Kenya kebendi komosta nebo Nandi tesetai meng'ikab Kimwani koboru neregek kosibgei ak mbaretab Kimwani. ADC nebo ekarisiek 10,000 nekamwa kole engang kikoit let list nekinyolu kotokomiten mbaranoton kotomo akoi nguni kimuch kikochi meng'ik kole moche meng'ik 1,267.
Kondochin Matthew Kaplelach ak Simeon Arap Terer komwa meng'ichotok bo Kimwani nemiten kot neking'ate ng'atutik nebo Tinderet ak neregek kole mitei tetutik chetindoi alak eng kandoik chemachei koreb mbaretab Kimwani. ADC nebo ekaisiek 10,000 nemwoe ichek kole kibo sigikwak mbarenichotok ak kounotok komache kiwekyi icheket nganamu cheechen chekibo kapjeshi oindo mbaranotok.
Makiaiwech iman en tuguk chekikibwoti keaiwech. Eng yu kikurenech squatters biik chendoi eka 1,000 ak biik chendoi eka 1.5 kekurene kora squatters kindei kainet agenge. Lakini kenemech achek squatters kele kitebe tulondok.
Kikochi mechas, brigetias, canals ak chetupcho neki president nebo emoni ak kandoik tugul chekibat kinye kotugul ko chotok kikochi kamiwa. Ko biik chewenyech anyun acheket nandiek chebo emet chekibo emet chekinye kewale kainenywan kekure King'wal kekure Kimwani chumbek ko kikisomanech tugul ATC kosir yekimite boisiek kyok amu kikomi chumbek ko kimye boisiek kyok menye Machanganyiko.
Ane kisiche 1948 akoi nguni akomi lekemet mpaka sai. Akot nguni amite lekemet yun barak yun kokero barak yun ami lekemet akot kikichorge koik kokwire yu koita kemboi. Mi mokorek yu chekibwa nyokwal ATC tugul kinyokwam mbaret tugul ATC. Yeingetiam akot kelech akei kany kibat yu sikobit kepchei tugul. Kolache kome komute polis kele kinye kenamo kila konyo kubire polis. Kenam biik chemomi koroni tom koit development age tugul eng koroni ak kekochi mbaret nekararan nea.
Last week kokobwa asikarik over 100 asikarik chekinyo kobutot korik nyu kobel obelene korik nyu kobut tibit oren tibit nenyo nyu kobut ne tibit ne plan nenywanet koma koute kabisa ako ngeng'ololi kuni kongen kandoik chechoket amamakeki.
Kamwa meng'ichotok kole kikotuptochi batairekwak kandoik kole karirta MP nebo Tinderet Julius Meli eng netomo koib kakwautik alak tugul chebo korutochi akotoret meng'ichotok nga kikoib rirekwak koityi inendet.
Kikebirchi kurayat Arap Meli kole nyachorwok eng tulondok akot nguno kanyore nguno kole mamuche akot asema atokosta barak ole kabunu. Kikibirchi kurayat kolechinech oyie nyo arekwok obwa anyun cheosen akot orekwok kosoe beek. Lakini nguno kikekur sabarisiek chechang akekure kelechini nyoetech.
MP wetu Meli yeye tunamjua, tumeenda mpaka kwake, tumeongea, acha tuambie hapa makosa hapa mazuri. Anapita tu kwa lam akituona tukitezeka.
Kokoso inara Meli komite station Kasepem. Kongolole kole ngobeklis nebo makarema nyokone title. Komanyo kone title akoboryin makarema koibenech sikokoi title makarechu ale sikokonech icheket.
Lakini kosom konyo Kimwani nyekeng'alal tugul. Kosir nguno kose kebire kabisa polisiek tuyokwe Jesu. Ama akotom kotwek mbali kole kalya biik kebire.
Kosom ichek kandoindetab emet President William Ruto kochutyi akotoret icheket asikonyor imandanywa ole kale kokotestai koimokis familia 1,287 kocheng'ei imandanywa nebo mbaranotok.
Ama kitinye haja kele kimeche kewon chi. Kimeche kwa imanda kepche kokerkeit tugul. Kebwa tugul kamiwa ako kipcheka 5 anan kepcheka 10 anan ko eka 20 kepche kokerkeit tugul ak tugul biikab Kimwani.
Serikalit nebo Arap Ruto kong'ete kabisa ko kibo sigikyok akot acheket nguno koricho achek anyun kakeosekitu kekere kora nyalilda nekikere nguno kele kibune.
Kong'ete taonitab Kapsabet eng county nebo Nandi, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Cornelius Keter.
Yekimang'u noton tinyegei ak rirek chebo komosta nebo Kimwani ADC ole moche ichek en nguni kewekyi mbaranoton kebendi komosta noton nebo Bomet en nguni ole kakomuch komwa MP noton nebo Bomet East Richard Yegon kole tesetai ak tuguk cheimuch koyomis biikab emet cheboto kekimit tekset nebo ortinwek.
Kechomegei eng ng'alekab bandab tai eng komosi nyonet bo Bomet East. Saidi ko komosi bo Kembu isei akeba akoi makitui oret nongen ale kikoimak en keny amache amwa ale kanyokelonjeni orani kong'eten Kembu St Philips akeba isei yuton akeba all the way to makitui nekamache keyai oret kechop akinde koiwek kechil komie akinde areas chemoche kalbat kindo kalbat kora kokaranit akechil orani kokararanit singomiten boisionik alak tugul chetinye biik en ireyu kobendi kwa urahisi to the market. So en betut nebo raini kokamoche amwa kolenjo korokany kokokasyan kokimi mashishi meto ireyun kokamwa kolenjo kinyokinome orani keyai en Jumatatu ko Jumatatu kora ako kamasom korong ngetab kat amu karachelewan nekit 1 hour 30 minutes konyolu ami ro saa 2 ko ngotiengei amuneisiek chechang ongen ak okwek chemochamchini biik kesirot en oret nebore ile kokakoker oret en betut nebo raini ketinye kora boisionik alak kingobore atore en ireyu awendi komosta nebo Mulot nabolonjeni oret kong'eten Mulot town akeba elebore Simotwet Kichingo akeba komosin koker olokyin akoi Nyahururu. So abolonjeni kasit nekergei ak inoni. Amache Bomet East ngobeku kenyisiek 5 chu kikokonon kokamoche amwa kolenjo mamoche barabaret nenomegei ak ane komi barabaret nito kekwomoni kelelen ile ya oret kokero ain kwatare nombo Chemaner akoi Kembu atokyinigei amochop kora kong'eten Chemaner akeba akoi Kimuchul kora budget kong'eten Sito akeba akoi Kerenga kebun nimbo Mangoita ak oratinwek kora nongere kobune Chamburia nekikuren Bukunye ireyun akaba all the way to Matecha ko choton chekoroker kora aker ale takolinda en ane kirochop oret neng'eten Chemaner ak kialong olimbo Kakimirai akomokyi Kembu ko kikurok ain kora oret neng'eten Kapkimolwo akeba neyondono Olng'oswet akeba akoi Kapchemis kong'eten kora Olng'oswet akeba akoi Longisa Baria yono kokorochop kora kokaranit korokerchi kora kong'eten Tekat akeba akoi Chembeng'wa kokurok kong'eten Kamaech akeba akoi bito nimbo Mirikini kibore Ngwanguris kokurok kora oret akechil komie akinde kalbat komie ngemiten raini amache nolenjok momoche osich wasiwasi yon omi taomi ng'echeret komatoimgei ng'alek chebo stimet kora onai ole ane nekeshughulikani yemoibu stimet onai ole ane nemoibu lazima osich stimet chitugul amu mami chito age neketeben stimet chito nekiteben stimet en the whole country ko mheshimiwa MP ma MCA ma gavana ako ma senator ako ma women rep ane neketeben stimet matin okere ole mi uritiet eleo onai ole korosibote noton kokere akoitoi en Matecha korokoite en Cheboin korokoite en elekibore Kinyose mi komoswek alak amun choton schemes chenyolu keyai nguni kokorayai 3 out of 43 chebwone nguni 43 ko nekit katarten tai ya Bomet East constituency kamoche tukalosoiwon asiayai imanit amun kikonyokutunye muranyiroyu komamoche tonyokutuny nebo tun en 2027 iman anan maiman so tanyo keng'olole chechang ko noton nekomoche kokoi bichu kityo chebo Fourth Estate ng'alek chebo raini amwa kolenjo kotesenda ako bwone chechang yon kokas kora ole anyokuno ng'alekab last mile yon kiibu ketik obwan otachang kora anan mobwone
Yekimong'u en Bomet East kokakoyomis kampuniit noton nebo Safaricom kotestai icheket koboisien oret noton nebo kasari nebo musoknotet en kasunetab boisionik cheboto ureriosiek.
So my name is Fauzia. I look after the consumer business at Safaricom. Today we are having our first inaugural gaming conference here at the Michael Joseph Center. And the reason we thought this was important was we've seen a significant growth in gaming as one of the content that our customers are using on the internet. So we see that coming through. We've been doing a lot of competitions, and every time we sponsor a tournament, we see more and more people getting involved. As we've been trying to build our digital services, we've seen a lot more publishers, a lot more developers coming through. So we thought, why not bring the players in the ecosystem in one room for us to figure out what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, and what are some of the things that if we work together, we can actually make gaming a key contributor to the economy of Kenya. So that's where we're going. We want to go big, but we know we can't do it alone. We need partnerships, and that's why we have this conference today. So of course, Safaricom is a big supporter and an enabler of digital services, gaming being one of them. And how we do this first is through the infrastructure that we build. So as you know, we have covered 97% of the country with 4G. As we speak, 30% of the country is already covered with 5G. In the next 2 years, that will be 50%. On broadband, we are currently the market leaders, but also together with other players in the market, we are continuing to cover the country from a broadband perspective. This infrastructure is important in ensuring that gamers have a great experience. Latency is one of the quality metrics that we measure to make sure that we deliver low latency that allows gamers to have a great experience. Now, beyond that, on the sponsorship side, over the last maybe 8 years, we've been sponsoring a lot of gaming tournaments. And what we try to do is to actually go across the country to gauge, is this only an urban thing? But what we've seen, actually, no. It's actually across the country. A lot more young people are getting into this space and enjoying it. It's not only now just something for entertainment, it is their lifestyle. And then thirdly, it's about enabling the adjacencies. We are seeing content creators. We are seeing news journalists talking about gaming. And, this becomes very important because they tell the story from the perspective of the gamer, the publisher, and they truly immerse themselves to understand this space.
Chitab Kalenjin ko kakition en nguni loyab emet yaimuch kaitun en ketesiet noton nebo Kass TV en komalo otuitosi ak Martin Cheriot chekunor komiten en kibagenge ak nebo ngecheret en kibagengeit noton nebo LOC en ureriet nenyone noton nebo AFCON inendet ko Nicholas Musonye inyoru en komalo en tetutiet noton nebo singet neitun en ketesiet nebo Kass TV. Kainenyu ko Shadrack Mutai kakimiten ak Naomi Cherotich en oret noton nebo kabarunet.
Kote nchini mbele tuendelee, mbele Kenya twende mbele,
Kenya twende mbele. NCBA, go for it.
Chitab Kalenjin nito ko tetutieng'ung nebo tililindo neitun en Kass TV kila Jumatatu kong'etege sait agenge nebo kemboi. Kiityini komonut missing chametabgei nebo bortong'ung ako noto amune asiketindoi konyoik cheng'omutik chebo konyoiset nebo mionwogik cheterterchin chebwone asikobit konetes ako kuyeiwech missing akobo mionwogik ak ole kimuchi kinyaita ak ole kimuchi kekirindaita. Kounoto komat kosirin tetutiani en kila Jumatatu asinyoru naet ak kakuyet nebo kirindaetab mionwogik chuto asikobit kenyoru chametabgei nebo borwekchok.
Eng kila kosomok kasi koitun tetutiet nebo mung'aret ak bandab tai eng ketesiet nebo Kass TV kong'ete sait agenge agoi sait 3 nebo kemboi.
Mache kong'et biikab bororiet kochigil kandoit nekwe asimasibisas.
Katorchinetabgei nebo tetutiani kokonetin tuguk chetesetai eng emet cheboto mung'aret ak polotet koboto tetutik chebo bandab tai amu kitepse ng'amotik ak kandoik.
Kemeche kemwochi bororietab Kalenjin kelenjin ongoba vijana TVET, ngochut vijana National Polytechnics akonetkei courses che aligned to the trade and market nemakat akekany keboisien opportunity nakitinye koba sang.
Shadrack, it is unfortunate kele the same thing nikiai Uhuru Kenyatta ku kiayak with this same regime.
Amuni kole chito Al-Shabaab akonyo kodare ngebar biik mut chekakimwong metoi akebir transfer. What is that? Asikarik chekamwoke bichu chika amun asikarindet konyolu koboisie metinyi konai kole ngotot kileon shuten chicho unarmed ma-armed chichi kunyolu ashuten.
So amache asom amwochi biik kolenji kiyoe kou ortinwek chon kikemwa kele kimoche keyai airstrip nombo Bomet nebo Kerengani ketebe ko tugul kobeku en nguni.
Megany kosirin tetutiet nebo mung'aret ak bandab tai kila kosomok kasi koibun Shadrack Mutai eng Kass TV.
Haya.
Kelenjini mashabik chechoget kasta ibwati ingele komi tienwogik chukibo kenyu. Chilani kas kole kounio kasoki nemwoyo.
Anjekab chuboit ko setemi sote ongigilge barnotik age mi sotoni tuguchutok kibo keny bo kamanut weleye batongo ngale tugukab chumbek.
Haya, keteste nonio.
Machalena na nyune nekikichomdosi.
Angle chacham ko chang menoni.
Kulwenyo ndindire ni kolyel ke kolbek tam koribe boisiet ikomuachi lagokwa.
Kora kemiten kilongu tienwogik alak chechuten Kass taibwoti yani heshimu ukuta kou nonizo.
Chamgoteni lagokolele.
Eva sanyi anyingasit keba agewek. Meutien Kass taibwoti heshimu ukuta mara moja. Jumatatu agoi komut kasio ak Daktari Stone koitande sabe Kass FM amon kim notenae.
Kasilosu kila Jumatatu agoi komut kasi otochi na sikobit kenyoru tienwogik chotok cheiberurech.
Mountain Jehovah Tabiruten Israel
tienwogik chelelachen.
Tinye Jeiso tuguk chechang sominende sigogoni mogoriot kiptayanden yom mogoriot nebo mogo
tienwogik chebo kwaya. Tienda neisomchinige. Tiendab TBT. Chutak tugul inyoru eng tetutiet nebo ilosu sikekas kong'ololwech Jehova kobun tienwogik. Ane Lea Kemboi Komen. Kass FM.
Omite nano nene testai ngolomba nyumbani. Karibuni sana.
Okay, jitap kalenjin witugul olimini kotetutietab lenemet.
Gazetishek tugul kosoma gazeti nebo Daily Nation, gazeti nebo The Standard ak gazeti nebo The Star nebo betutab rani kekas kele mwaene.
Boaz Kemboi
Triza Cheroro
Yamaja aleji Jehova kongo mukakaya chemit Pichuger kuno kokapka tugul Ingemwa chito lo matiange kokomite serikali enoi.
The easiest thing ko kiatakan serikali anan anybody nemi serikali anan anybody nemi leadership whether co-elected anan not co-appointed. It is the easiest thing to do because you don't need to explain.
Kingo jo serikali ne kotoy kito nekure presidential working party on education reform. Kianyon analysis ngeme tugul kele iune ngalekab elimu. Amu elimu ko nekit kot engine.
Siasa sinye kumakarya koingu. Siasa ko lazima itinye hesabu kila. Yengete ngoimen karya ak biashara. Karya ak biashara na yae. Yani lazima ile kakialda kayani nena stock namaje kimutai. Next week komuch kubutya sukarok, you know.
Boaz Kemboi
Triza Cheroro Tesetai yekchinet tetutietab lene emet eng Kass FM International. Kass FM International.
Chitab kalenjin nito ko tetutieng'ung nebo tililindo neitun eng Kass TV kila Jumatatu kong'etege sait 1 nebo kemboi. Kiityini komonut mising chametabgei nebo bortong'ung ako noto amune asiketindoi konyoik cheng'omutik chebo konyoiset nebo mionwogik cheterterchin chebwone asikobit konetech akokuyeiwech mising akobo mionwogik ak ole kimuchi kinyaita ak ole kimuchi kekirindaita. Kounoto ko matkosirin tetutiani eng kila Jumatatu asinyoru naet ak kakuyet nebo kirindaetab mionwogik chuto asikobit kenyoru chametabgei nebo borwekchok.
Kote nchini mbele tuendelee, mbele Kenya twende mbele,
Kenya Twende Mbele. NCBA. Go for it.
Feel the pure, unfiltered power of football on Star Times.
and he's taken
Football as it's meant to be. That's the Bundesliga experience. Renew your subscription today at only 329 Kenya shillings for Nyota Bouquet on the aerial decoder. Feel the passion, artistry, and strength. La Liga brings you flair and creativity of Spanish football. The rising stars of the Saudi Pro League. The high-stakes energy of the Saudi Super Cup and the unpredictable thrills of the Carabao Cup. Renew your subscription today at only 549 Kenya shillings for Nova Bouquet on the Dish Decoder. Download the Star Times app to never miss a match even when you are on the move. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Eng kila kosomok kasi koitun tetutiet nebo mungaret ak bandab tai eng ketesiet nebo Kass TV kong'ete sait agenge agoi sait 3 nebo kemboi.
Mache kong'et biikab bororiet kochigil kandoit nekwe asimasibisas.
Katorchinetabgei nebo tetutioni kokonetin tuguk chetesetai eng emet cheboto mungaret ak polotet koboto tetutik chebo bandab tai amu kitepse ng'amotik ak kandoik.
Kemeche kemwochi bororietab kolenjin kelenjin ongoba vijana TVET, ngochut vijana National Polytechnics akonetkei courses che aligned to the trade and market nemakat akekany keboisien opportunity nakitinye koba sang.
Shadrack, it is unfortunate kele the same thing nikiai Uhuru Kenyatta ko kiayak with this same regime.
Amun ikole chito Al-Shabaab akonyo koodare ngebar biik mut chekakimwong metoi akebir transfer. What is that? Asikarik chekamwoke bichu amun asikarindet konyolu koboisie metinyi konai kole ngotot kileon shuten chicho unarmed ma-armed chichi konyolu ashuten.
So amache asom amwochi biik kolenji kiyoe kou ortinwek chon kikemwa kele kimache keyai airstrip nombo Bomet nebo Kerengani ketebe ko tugul kobeku en nguni.
Megany kosirin tetutiet nebo mungaret ak bandab tai kila kosomok kasi koibun Shadrack Mutai eng Kass TV.
Chamke missing chitab college ne nuitu kolo legere ketesiet nebo Kass TV wikit age kasarta age nebo kegusingongo ngwondet nebo ureriosiek eng tetutiet nebo singet nebo ureriosiek kainenyun ko Martin Cheruiyot chegunur go weekend notoge ne inegen en ngwondet nebo ureriosiek kokomiten rwoikab emetab Kenya eng labatet nebo The Great Northern ile koimut kosir kabelisiet Sheila Chepkurui eng labatet nebo kwonyik akotar eng boroindab oeng Vivian Cheruiyot labatetab murenik kokosir kabelisiet Alex Mutiso akotar eng boroindab oeng Abel Kipchumba. Choton kityo ko alak eng logoiwek choton chebo ureriosiek chekitesetai kisubi asikeibun en yuton bo singet nebo ureriosiek ak logoiwek chebo ureriosiek. Betut noton nebo raini kotetat kebaorionjin ngalalet noton ne inegen ak nebo ngecheret en Local Organizing Committee nebo kabelisiet noton nebo African Cup of Nations 2027 netungien emet nebo Kenya. Inendet ko kobunu kondochin Local Organizing Committee en kabelisiet nebo CHAN ureriet nebo kiptulit ne koikesuge en emet nebo Kenya nekistoge emetab Kenya en round nebo quarter final ak inendet ko kimiten kondochin kototorolchin Local Organizing Committee nebo kabelisiet noton ko Nicholas Musonye nekibendi kenyoru ngalalet ak inendet en kasarta nematiana. Taban ak noton kora ko komanda rwoik chetai chebo timitab Kenya kotokyige kabelisiet nebo World Championships netougei eng betut noton nebo Jumamos. Preview tugul nebo labatosiek tugul inyoru eng oret noton inegen en yuton bo Kass TV eng logoiwek chebo ureriosiek. Kainenyun ko Martin Cheruiyot chegunur komoche ketounen ngwondet nebo ureriet nebo rugby ele timit nebo KCB RFC kokoimuch kosir kabelisiet akobel title nebo Kabeberi Sevens nebo kenyini. Niton ko kabelisietab angwan kipchulyo nebo timit noton nebo KCB RFC nekobir timit nebo Daystar Falcons en finals chekokiureren eng betutab amut. Ngeker ile kou konyoru kikombet nebo Kabeberi Sevens timit nebo KCB koboto kora ngalalet nebo kandoindet nebo timit noton Andrew Amonde. Yeibata noton kenyoru ngalalet ak Nicholas Musonye nekimitwan eng yuton bo studio nebo Kass TV.
Courtesy of Sports Pesa and German.
The boys have dedicated the win to themselves. They've worked very hard. They've been through all the finals. They've been unlucky twice. I think it's just a matter of resetting and refocusing. They were hungry. They came into Kabeberi Sevens to defend their titles, and they've done so. So there's a team full of grit. They have worked very hard, and I'm very proud of what they have achieved. They keep achieving because we're going back to Dala, our home ground. So there's a lot to come from them. They're still going to contest for Dala, and we hope we will be able to represent the bank well. So it's a matter of learning. We picked our learning, we keep on correcting whenever we went wrong. So it's a matter of just getting your head set for the final. So we'll keep on working very hard when we hope to meet Strathmore somewhere to see how we correct ourselves, to be able to just measure our yardstick or how good we've come. So I think we've picked our learning, we're playing very well, and we are just dedicated. The finals are just shown. I think we've been lucky to have a very large group of players to pick from. So we are still lucky, we still have a large group to pick up from when we go back home. So we'll just see who is fresh enough to be able to present us in Kisumu and give everybody the chance to see how we'll be able to defend the Kisumu title. Nothing less than what we've done in Kabeberi. We'll be going out for the tournament, but we'll focus on a game at a time when you get to Dala, because it's a gradual thing. We won't just get into a final. We need to work very hard and block all the opponents to be able to win the tournament.
Timit notok nebo KCB gobeli title notok nebo Kabeberi Sevens. Nguni amache kenyoru ngalalet komwawech akobo tos koune kabelisiet notok nebo CHAN komiten inendet ko chairman ak kekere tai. Tos ne nekoinetkei emetab Kenya eng tetet nebo kabelisiet nebo CHAN kechopchinigei kabelisiet nebo African Cup of Nations 2027. Inendet ko kikoik Secretary General nebo kibagengeit notok netononjin kiptulit en East Africa noton ko Sekafa kong'ete kenyit nebo 2009 ako kenyit nebo 2021. Experience notok ni inegen ako karibu sana chairman hapa Kass TV. Yomune.
Yomune.
Alright. Kabla utuambie about CHAN experience yako ya kuwa chairman, wewe uko na ile experience kubwa sana kwa background yako ya sports kutoka ukuwe chairman wa Sekafa. Nataka tu utuambie background yako kwa mujibu wa msikilizaji wako ajue tu ni nini hiyo kutoka lini hadi ukaingia ile space ya football kutoka hadi ukuwe Sekafa.
Mimi ni mwandishi wa habari.
Yes.
nataka wafahamu na wananchi wafahamu kwamba mimi sio kuingia kwa football by extent.
Yes.
Mimi nilikuwa mwandishi wa habari from Kenya Times, nikaenda Daily Nation, nikafanyia BBC, nikafanyia Voice of America in 1987.
Yes.
Mpaka 2004.
Ulikuwa kwa industry.
Kwa mwandishi ya industry ya journalism.
Okay.
So nilianzia Kenya Times, Nation, BBC, Voice of America. Mpaka nikajuana na hawa watu ya CAF. Ndio in 1999.
Yes.
When I was working for BBC. Ndio walinitambua wakanifanya kuwa CEO wa Sekafa.
Okay.
Wakati ulikuwa mkokoro ya CAF na Sekafa. Wakati elections ya CAF ya FIFA in Seoul, South Korea. Wakasuspend Sekafa leadership.
Hiyo ni 1999.
1999.
Yes.
Wakati huo Isa Hayatu alikuwa president wa CAF.
Okay.
Na tulikuwa tumejuana naye.
Okay.
Akaniambia ndio chikayo hiyo kwa ofisi. Reorganize that office.
Okay.
Ndio nikaingia kwa mpira.
Yes, Sekafa.
Me personally I am a journalist.
Okay.
Yes.
Na hiyo background yake ya mpira ilikuweza
kupropel. Wakati nilikuwa BBC nilifanya kutangaza mpira sana.
Okay. Ulikuwa mtangazaji wa mpira.
Nilifanya mambo ya CAF ya Cup of Nations. Nikaenda Olympics Barcelona. Nikaenda Cup of Nations ya 86 in Egypt, 88 in Morocco, 90 in Algeria.
Zote ulikuwa unapiga
coverage. Hiyo mambo ya matangazo. Kwa hivyo mimi ni mwandishi wa habari na mtangazaji pia. Ndio hiyo background ya mpira inaingia hapo.
Fast forward chairman, yes. Baadaye nitakuuliza experience yako pale Sekafa vile ulikuwa. Yes. But watu wengi sana wataka kujua wewe kama chairman wa local organizing committee. Yes. Nataka utuambie kwa ufupi tu hii mashindano ya CHAN yenye imeisha, ulikuwa unaongoza ile committee. In your own view, ulionaje Kenya vile ilio state tournament?
Mimi kwanza nataka kushukuru sana Mheshimiwa Murkomen.
Okay.
Kwa kunipatia nafasi ya kuwa chairman wa CHAN AFCON. Okay. Yaani CHAN yenye imeisha na AFCON ambayo inakuja. So mimi namshukuru sana Murkomen kunitambua ile experience yangu ya Sekafa, akaniambia tumekuleta hapa ya kutumia hiyo experience ya Sekafa tuandae mashindano ya CHAN. Na tunataka kuona mashindano mazuri hapa Kenya. Yes. So hiyo experience yenye nilikuwa nayo CHAN ni Sekafa ya miaka 21 plus. Yes. Ndio nikajaribu kuleta pande ya CHAN tuandae mashindano mazuri. Yes. Hapo awali watu walikuwa wamekata roho. Yes. Sababu Kenya ilikuwa imejaribu kuandaa mashindano ya CHAN na AFCON in 1996 ikashindikana. Yes. 2018 ikashindikana. So wakati hivi na hata mimi nachakuliwa kuwa chairman wa CHAN, pia kulikuwa na
zile doubts because hakukuwa na readiness ya viwanja.
Yes. Na watu wengi pia walikuwa na pika vitina. Yes. Kwa CAF that Kenya haitakuwa tayari. Hata wakati tulienda mkutano na CAF huko Cairo. Yes. Wakasema Kenya hamtakuwa tayari. Lakini nilihakikishia CAF kwamba Kenya tutakuwa tayari kuandaa mashindano. Kwa sababu gani? President mwenye nchi yetu Kenya, Rais Ruto, ameingia kwa hii maneno na nguvu na kwa 30 kwamba viwanja itengenezwe. Ile viwanja moja alichenga miaka ya zamani ilikuwa imeanza kuharibika kidogo. Ruto akachenga, akasema tufanye renovation Nyayo na Kasarani. Tukamuuliza na viwanja ya mazoezi, akasema tafuteni viwanja mazoezi tutengeneze pia. So when we went to CAF tukaambia CAF tutakuwa tayari. CAF wakasema mtakuwa tayari. Tukasema okay, tupatie muda kidogo tujipange. Wakasema tumpatie muda mpaka mwezi wa 8 mwe tayari kufanya mashindano. Na wakati huo rais mwenyewe alikuwa anashikilia kila mahali ili kwamba kitu isiende makosa. Kulingana na yeye, CHAN had to be held in Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania by all means. Okay. So rais
alikuwa anataka nini?
Hakutaka mambo iende mbaya. Okay. Na sisi kama LOC tukasema look, rais mwenyewe amejitolea. He is asking all the time, how is Nyayo, how is Kasarani? Talanda yeye project yake mwenyewe atamaliza yeye baadaye. Tukaambia CAF we are ready in August. CAF wakakuja hapa inspection mara mingi sana. Inspection za CAF mara mwezi wa 4, mwezi wa 5 mara 2, mwezi wa 6 walikampa hapa kuhakikisha kwamba kila kitu iko sawa. So by July we had done everything. We are ready to host CHAN.
Alafu tuka-host CHAN.
Tuka-host CHAN.
According to kama chairman, uliona performance yako na committee yako muli
sisi tulishirikiana mzuri sana.
Yes.
Na Ministry of Sports, Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Transport Communication, FKF. Tulishikana na mnaye moja. Tukasema kama kuna difference ndogo tusizidipue mbele ya watu.
Okay.
Tufanye mashindano.
Na
ndio uliona Kenya katika upande wa nchi tatu.
Yes.
Kenya, Uganda, na Kenya ilikuwa namba moja kwa kuandaa mashindano. Tena kuleta watu kwa uwanja.
Yes.
Kuandaa mashindano mzuri na kuleta watu kwa uwanja, Kenya number 1. So hiyo tulifaulu, na mimi naomba Mungu pia. Tulifanya mashindano bila tatizo kubwa, sababu ukifanya mashindano kama haya expect many things to happen. Lakini kitu haikufanyika. Kwa maombi yetu na kwa bahati ya sisi tuko na yeye kwa Mwenyezi Mungu, mambo yote ilienda shwari na tukamaliza mashindano last week.
Kuna kitu iliweza kukama up CHAN ikiendelea, ile outburst ya mashabiki. Najua mkipanga mlikuwa mna expect that kutakuwa na turnout kubwa ya mafans wakuja waone ball, because earlier on I think ilikuwa 2009 earlier on ulikuwa umesema wa Kenya waendi mpira, wakazi yao tu waendi kuona ball, wanapenda tu burudani, waendi kuona mpira. Kama chama ulikuwa surprise na turnout.
Wakati huo tulikuwa tumefanya mashindano ya Sekafa hapa Nairobi. Na Kenya ilikuwa inacheza na timu gani? Ilikuwa inacheza na Iriti. Wanja ilikuwa empty. Nyayo. Kwa sira nikasema Wakenya wapendi mpira. Watu kupiga mdomo, fitina na nini all that. But hii CHAN imeconfirm otherwise. Wakenya wanapenda mpira. Hata mimi mwenyewe wameniprove wrong this time. But wakati huo I was right. But this time Wakenya wameprove mimi wrong, kwa sababu waliingia kwa uwanja na fujo mingi ya kuona mpira na kushangilia timu yao.
Hadi games zingine za timu.
Hata hizo timu zingine za Morocco, Zambia, Angola, DRC hapa Nyayo, watu wanaingia kwa wengi sana. Kwa hivyo mimi nawashukuru sana Wakenya kwa
kushow up
kwa mashindano yetu na kushangilia timu zote 5 ambazo zilikuwa hapa. Hasa mechi za Kenya. Mimi nawashukuru sana Wakenya ambao walijitolea kwa moyo 30 kushangilia timu yetu na kuiwezesha kufika katika robo finali. Si ndio? Hiyo ilikuwa jambo muhimu sana, sababu hii ni mara ya kwanza timu yetu kufika katika kiwango kama hicho.
Fast forward chairman, CHAN imeisha. Ulikuwa una lead committee ya CHAN. At the same time wewe sasa una lead ile committee ya AFCON. Lessons zenye umeweza kulearn kutoka CHAN going forward to AFCON, unaona chances zetu za kuhost successful AFCON iko aje?
Mimi naona kitu kimoja ambayo nataka kurudia.
Yes.
Tuko na nafasi nzuri sana ya kuandaa AFCON ya 2027 ikuwe mzuri, sababu tuko na viwanja.
Yes.
Pia narudia kwa mambo ya rais vile amefanya kuchenga kurenovate Nyayo na Kasarani na kuendesha Talanta iwe tayari. Uwanja wa Talanta itakuwa tayari. So those are 3 venues in Nairobi, alafu ya Eldoret kisha. Tutaandaa mashindano yetu Nairobi na Eldoret. Mungu akisaidia hiyo Eldoret ishe mapema. Kitu ambaye tumelearn katika hii CHAN, na hii ni jambo ambalo hata nyinyi wenyewe kwa Kass hapa mmeona. Sports na hasa football, mpira ni kitu ambayo inaunganisha Wakenya, inaleta watu pamoja.
Hata si Wakenya.
Sio Wakenya.
Inaleta
that's why in FIFA we say the beautiful game. Ambayo inaleta watu pamoja. Sisi tulikuwa wakati tukutana na rais tukamwambia mambo ya chama ODM, UDA, KANU tutaweka kando hii mwezi wa 8. Chama yetu itakuwa Harambee Stars. Tunashirikwa.
Kweli.
Because Harambee Stars ilileta sisi wote pamoja.
Yes.
Ungejua huyu ni mtu wa ODM, huyu ni mtu wa chama hingine.
Hakukuwa na hizo political ilikuwa tu kwa ball. Hadi ile time Harambee Stars pia ilitoka. Watu waliendelea tu kushabikia ball.
Mpira na sports kwa jumla ni kitu ambayo inaunganisha watu. Inahamasisha watu kuwa kitu kimoja. Na hiyo ndio moyo sisi tunataka tukue kama Wakenya. Tukue wazalendo. We must love our country. We respect the leadership of the country for us to prosper as a nation. Na mpira imeonyesha hiyo njia. So kwa hivyo mimi nasema AFCON kwenda mbele. AFCON itasaidia sisi sana kuchenga nchi yetu kuwa na umoja kama nchi moja.
Okay, chairman, nataka niku specific. Ni nini hiyo yenye kama chairman amuka na kama committee hamkufanya CHAN yenye unajua kabisa tukienda AFCON tunaenda kufanya. Ni nini yenye hamkufanya CHAN that mtafanya vizuri?
Kitu yenye tulifanya makosa kidogo na nataka kusema ya kwamba hii fan zones. Kama tungefanya mapema Nairobi
kila mahali hakungekuwa na zile manunguniko.
Hakungekuwa na ile manunguniko ile ya mechi ya kwanza Kenya na TRC Kenya na Morocco, watu kuingia kwa uwanja kwa fujo. Kama ningekuwa na fan zones Nairobi mzima hatungekuwa na hiyo. But baadaye tulilearn tufanye fan zones itushikilia watu wengine ambao hawana ticket na wanataka kulazimisha kuingia kwa uwanja. Ndio uliona tulikuwa na fan zones later on in the last 4 matches. Ilitusaidia sana. So going forward for AFCON, fan zones countrywide will be a priority. Sababu tutazungumza na governors, tutazungumza na MPs. Kila constituency, for example, tuwe na fan zones watu kuona mpira ya AFCON. Sio mpira sio Nairobi peke yake. Mpira Kenya
kwetu kila mahali.
Hata ukaenda huko Silipwet. Huko Nandi kwetu. Si mpira inachezwa huko.
Watu wanacheza mpira.
Watu wanacheza mpira huko. So tunataka wakati wa AFCON, Mungu akisaidia tufike huko. Fan zones kuwe kila nchi mzima. Watu waone mpira, wenye wana party kufika Nairobi kuona mpira.
Sawa. Apart from fan zones, kuna kitu ingine iliweza kukama up, nataka uniambie.
Hiyo ni ticketing.
Hiyo story ya ticketing. Kuna vile mlikuwa mnanyonga.
Hatuko tunanyonga. Ticketing ilikuwa
kuna vile mtu angechukua mingi ndio aenda auzie.
Ticketing ilikuwa toket ya CAF wenyewe. We had no hand in it. FKF had no hand in it. So CAF ndio walikuwa nasema tickets ziende kwa mtandao ziuzwe. Sisi wanapatia tu ile complimentary ya kupatia watu wetu kuja kuona mpira. Ile ministers, na sponsors. Lakini ticketing yenyewe ilikuwa mambo ya CAF. So hiyo mtandao yao ilikuwa na hitches hapa na pale. Na hiyo sio mara ya kwanza. Hata hii ya juzi ya Kenya, Morocco na Niger. Hii ya Friday last week. Tulikuwa na mkokoro huko Morocco, Rabat.
Hiyo game ya Morocco na Niger
tulikuwa na mkokoro huko because hiyo mtandao yao ya online ticketing ilishikana. Watu kuingia kwa mpira na inasema ticket sold out. So upande wa ticketing pia tutaangalia. Tutakaa na CAF tuseme hatutaki ile hichi ambayo tulikuwa nayo wakati wa ticket tena ifanyike katika AFCON.
AFCON itakuwa unaona kama CHAN peke yake ilichezwa Nairobi. Ilichezwa Kasarani, ikachezwa Nyayo. AFCON kutakuwa na chance ya kucheza viwanja zingine juu unaona, for example kuna hiyo kiwanja ya Kakamega Bukungu, wanasema by the time 2027 itakuwa ready inaweza host CHAN. Kuna pia field ya Eldoret. From where you are, do you think that kutakuwa na chance for example ya labda a group moja ikuwe labda ikuwe Rift Valley this time round?
Wajua wakati wa AFCON tutakuwa na group 6. Na sisi we are 4 hosts, ndio? So kila nchi ina host we are 3 hosts. So those 6 groups two groups ndio. So tutafanya group moja. Tulikuwa in our plan ya kama AFCON. Tulikuwa na plan uwanja wa Eldoret umalizike mapema mwaka ujao. Ndio hiyo group moja ya tournament ya 2027 iende Eldoret. Yes. Sababu nimesema bila awali.
So chairman watu wa Eldoret
waanze kujipanga.
Wenye wanakusikia sasa hii wataona mpira.
Ndio nimesema football sio Nairobi peke yake. Football iko kila mashinani. Ukienda wapi mpira inachezwa. It is a universal sport. Kila mahali inachezwa. So tulikuwa naomba serikali iharakishe hiyo uwanja wa Eldoret. Umalizike. Ndio tupate nafasi ya kupeleka grupu moja hiyo Eldoret na hii nyingine ipaki hapa Nairobi. Kwa sababu tutakuwa na viwanja vitatu viwili. Kasarani,
Nyayo,
na Talanta. Hata Nyayo inaweza although inaweza kuwa pia training ground.
Another thing in the event tuseme iende Eldoret. Normally kama ni group inakuwa na 4 teams. Na kila team inataka training ground apart from kiwanja yenye ina host game. So for example tuseme hiyo kiwanja ya Kipkeino imejengwa. Hizo factors za training ground.
You see we have so many schools in Eldoret, isn't it? We shall transform some of those schools training grounds. Tusifanye training grounds AFCON. Vile tulifanya polisi sako hapa South C. Ilikuwa uwanja ya polisi sako tukairekebisha ikawa mini stadium. Sasa hata inachezwa Premier League inaweza chezwa hapo.
Yes.
Tena vile tulifanya Kasarani 1 and B and 1 and 2 Annex A and Annex B.
Yes.
Transform tu within 6 months tutakuwa proper training grounds. So hiyo isikuwa shida. Shida ni stadium. Stadium iko tayari. Eldoret iko na hoteli mingi. Hiyo hatuna.
Iko na mafans.
Tuko na international airport.
Yes.
Na tuko na mashabiki hapo.
So do you think factor ya kuwa na airport ina factor sana ipate group?
You see when Moi was building international airport Eldoret. Watu wakaeka fitina ndani. Reparatory airport sinatumika sahi.
Vizuri sana.
Sasa kama hakuchenga nani tungekuwa watu nani? This only Moi alichenga uwanja wa Nyayo na Kasarani. Hakuna mtu mwingine amechenga uwanja. Sasa Ruto ndiye amerenovate na anachenga ingine Talanta. Watu waambie ukweli. Tukisema ukweli watu wanasema tuko pande. Hiyo ni ukweli. Moi alichenga Nyayo akachenga Kasarani. Miaka ingine katikati hapa hakuna uwanja ulijengwa. Na Rais Ruto amechenga Talanta. Amerenovate Nyayo na Kasarani. Ukienda Nyayo na Kasarani, huwezi jua ni uwanja ambayo ilijengwa hiyo miaka iliyopita.
Yes. Outside that chairman, outside hosting ya AFCON, ligi ya Kenya inakaribia kuanza.
Yes,
so na normally vile ule wana mafans walikuwa wanaingia kiwanja kuona games za Harambee Stars. I think the same thing inafaa kuchukuliwa to ligi yetu so that tunajua kukiwa na mafans kutakuwa na zile endorsements na corporates zitakuwa zina fund ligi na corporates ikifund ligi unajua quality ya football inaenda juu. Because uko na experience kubwa ya management ya federation ya mpira na kukua kwa hii sekta ya football. Ni nini hiyo tunafaa ku pick up from Chan in running our local league yenye inaanza in a couple in next month?
Kitu ya muhimu tena Martin nikwambie, wakati tulikuwa na panga Chan.
Yes.
Tulikuwa na nafasi nzuri sana na CAF walitrain watu wetu sana.
Okay.
In various sectors. Walitrain watu wetu kwanza security. Watu wetu wa security walikuwa trained properly.
Okay.
Hiyo ni kitu ambayo tuseme CAF itusaidia. Watu wetu wakatrainiwa upande wa protocol na hospitality. Halafu watu wetu pia wakatrainiwa sana wakati wa event management. So hii yote tukiweka pamoja katika league yetu ya Premier League. We shall run a professional league in this country because our people are now trained. They can now work knowing what they are doing, unlike before.
Because you're training.
You're training about 6 months from CAF training. Wali train watu wetu upande wa security sana, how to manage crowds, access and all that.
Na management
ya game itself, match day, protocols and all that.
Okay.
So our league going forward, hii league ambayo inaanza next week, this weekend, it will be well done. And recently, Rais alituita State House.
Yes.
Kwa hiyo round table na sponsors. Tuko na sponsors kama about 100 wa kuchumuika na FKF to promote the league in this country and football in general from Mashinani going upwards. So it was last week actually when we had that meeting.
Okay. Chairman, nataka nikuulize pia watu wanasema kuna kuwaga na notion that for the league to grow kunafaa kuwa na traditional teams. For example, ukiona watu wa Nyanza wako na Gor Mahia, ukienda Western wako na FC. Sasa hizi place ya Central wako na ile Murang'a Sales. So do you think bado in your view do you think that hadi ndio tukue na ile kuwa na wale mafans wengi na kuwa na passion kubwa ya ball? Do you think kunafaa kuwa na segmentation ya ma teams from across the regions zote? Na nini inafaa kufanywa ndio tu achieve hiyo?
I've been to Europe. Yes. In UK, England, I've been to Germany, I've been to Italy. Football is like here you call it tribal. But in countries like England, you hear Liverpool, that team is from Liverpool. Watu wa Liverpool ndio support your team, ndio backbone ya hiyo team. Manchester the same. Leeds City the same. So I want to challenge what you Eldoret, for example. Nikikuwa when I was growing, we had Mlembe FC and Bushiera in Eldoret. They played in the league.
Okay. Ilikuwa inacheza league.
Ilikuwa inacheza Premier League.
Yes.
Mlembe FC. Ilikuwa Mlembe timu ya Oluya. Lakini hata tulikuwa na wakalajini hapa ndani.
Junior hiyo region.
Ya hiyo region.
Yes.
So mimi nikiamuka siku moja niongee na bwana Chepkonyi hapa. Nimwambie Kass nataka kutengeneza timu ya Kass Warriors. Headquarter yake ikiwe Eldoret. Tuweke timu hapo. I'll be the chairman. Kwa patron.
So for example, so ikukwe so in general ikukwe na team ya hiyo region ya Rift Valley.
You were supported from the grassroots kwa hiyo watu hapo.
Okay.
So kama zamani tulikuwa na Bengo Nakuru. Tulikuwa na MOW Kakamega. Tulikuwa na Kema Nakuru. So those were strong teams that were supported by the communities.
So ingekuwa so tukienda the same direction tutapata a lot of following in our
a lot of following. Alafu tuseme hii Kass Warriors.
Kass Warriors.
Iko Eldoret.
Ama useme hata Kalenjin Warriors. Sema for
hiyo tutatoa. Italeta siasa nyingi. Tutaweka Kass Warriors.
Okay. Now, chairman, tukienda kumalizia umesema vile ligi yetu inafaa kugrow. Pia kuna ligi ya ladies inaendelea. Do you think what should be done pia hiyo ianze kuwa projection ianze kufanya vizuri?
Because women football has grown in this country in the last 5-6 years. It was never there before. When I introduced women football in Kasakafa 2019. Watu wakasema wamesanya kichwa imeruka. Mpira ya wanawake tena wameleta kwa Sakafa. Nikasema mpira na kesho women football lazima iwe promoted. Ndio unaona sasa ime pick up. Now even FIFA is sponsoring CAF women in this country. Countrywide football ya women lazima ikuwe promoted. Because women can also play football and it is only a women team that may qualify for World Cup in Colombia last year. That's an achievement. Which mean tukipatia women football priority tutaenda mbali sana. Kuna chance ya kugrow sana na itakuwa promotion ya football in this country and in the region.
Chairman, kabla tumalizie, tupatie final word. Tukienda AFCON, definitely uko na wale critics, definitely kuna watu wana kucritique. Do you think that going forward to CHAN, wewe ndio the right person kulidio committee and nini unaweza promise Kenyans na about kila kitu ya CHAN?
See, I cannot judge myself. Let people judge me. Watu waseme Musonye aendelee ama tumungoe. So it is me, I cannot judge myself. Wenye walinipatia kazi watafanya evaluation waseme kama Musonye anafanya kazi nzuri aendelee. Kama tunataka kuleta mtu mwingine, I have no problem.
Maluko, do you think ulifanya kazi nzuri chama?
I think I did.
You did a good job. Acha nikwambie ulifanya fit because uliona study, grow and everything. Okay.
So, and my team also, I want to also thank my team, LOC, FKF. We worked well to deliver this campaign. We didn't have wrangles. We avoided wrangles because anytime mna mkokoro mahali, hiyo kitu hapana kuwa mzuri.
Okay.
So me personally, I think we did well.
Okay.
But the judgment can be done elsewhere.
Nafanywa kwingine.
Side.
Okay, finally, kabla nikupatie final word, sahi ulikuwa Sekjen wa Sekafa. Na sahi kuna Sekafa CAF qualifiers ya CAF Champions League. Alafu kuna pia kuna Kagame Cup pale Tanzania. Comment about that. Do you think labda foundation yako ndio hadi sahi kuna hiyo stability?
Ile nilisema even hata Kagame Cup, the convinced president wa Rwanda kukuwa patron wa Sekafa.
Okay.
And I'm happy. He still sponsoring
bado inaendelea.
Okay. Haichapandika. So I want to thank also what you are Sekafa leadership ambayo iko sahihi for promoting women football as well as maintaining Kakamega that is going on in Dar es Salaam.
Okay.
I want to really thank them for that effort to keep the tournaments going. Because without football, the region cannot grow. So I really want to also to emphasize that Kenya, as a host of Sekafa, must take the role of organizing this competition the way we did before. And they're doing it now.
Okay.
So I am really happy about it.
Okay, time imetupata chairman, acha nikupatie final word tukimalizia.
Mimi nataka kushukuru sana Wakenya vile nilisema hapo awali kwa kusupport CHAN ambayo tumemaliza. Na going forward tukiandaa CAF AFCON 2027 tukitolee kwa wingi na local sponsors wakuje. Because this time
it ni factor kubwa sana for success ya tournament.
This time we didn't have sponsors who are local support our tournament. We relied heavily on the government. But now the government also will have to say sponsors, private sponsors come in to make it big. We want to make AFCON big. So that the world knows that Kenya as a country can host anything. I have said before, and I want to be a proud Kenyan. I want Kenyans to be proud. This is a country of people who can do anything positive. Kenyans should be proud of themselves. This is a country that can host tournament on their own. Not only football. Everything you name it. Because the human resource we have cannot be matched by anyone in south of Sahara. Africa south of Sahara. Kenya is number one. So we must be proud of our country.
Yes.
And do the right thing all the time.
Okay. Yeah. Shukran sana chama.
Asante sana. Nikija hapa next time uongee Kinandi.
All right.
Nitakujibu.
Unasema unaitwa Kipchumba. Chief College non-go ngala tuna ndio singet ni ba radio siga.
Kongo isa.
Shukran sana. Ni bonge chereta inendet ko egi secretary general lengta ni bo gibagenge ito to ne bo sekafa ne to ni gituliten como stolo de bo East Africa inendet ko go chairman ne bo local organizing committee ne bo gabelishi to ne bo chan ni gimuch kotet komie go do chin inendet agotet komie notok nebo Kenya giger lista notok nebo chan inendet komiten kora go chairman nebo gibagenge notok nebo local organizing committee nebo kabelishet nebo African Cup of Nations 2027 netungien emet notok nebo Kenya en kenyit nebo 2027 kit notok nekikusingon kosubik yoton chebo kiptulit en emet notok nebo Kenya ako yoton chitab Kalenjin macho bongo en boroindo notok nekekonech en yuton nebo Kass TV en singetab ureriosiek ainenyun ko Martin Cheriat chegunora magun wikit nekararan.